Mike.
I am so glad that I came here. I really appreciate that they have Wi-Fi here because I like playing on my tablet and looking up things and playing games, and I'm just happy that they have that.
With an experienced staff every step of the way.
I get along with them really well. They're a lot of fun, and it's just been a really good experience.
SpringfieldSupportiveLiving.com.
Springfield Supportive Living. Are you young enough?
Now, your dependable forecast on 92.7 WMAY.
Slight chance for scattered showers today, otherwise cloudy skies expected. Highs around 84, southerly winds 8 to 15 miles per hour. Cloudy again tonight, scattered thunderstorms likely 66. Scattered thunderstorms likely tomorrow, highs around 72, cloudy. Mid-60s Friday, upper 50s Saturday. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki. Currently, it's 69.
Weather sponsored by BLH Computers in Springfield, Jacksonville, and Taylorville. Online at blhcomputers.com.
Hi, this is Scott Trout of Cordell & Cordell. If you're a dad who is facing divorce, there are extra layers of stress that may include stereotypes and assumptions. No two situations are the same. Our legal experience and dedication prepare us for whatever legal challenges we face together. You need a partner you can count on. For more than 30 years, Cordell & Cordell has represented men in divorce.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Springfield area attorneys. 2815 Old Jacksonville Road, Suite 103, Springfield, Illinois, 62704.
Here's one thing that psychologists and therapists believe to be a key step to achieving better mental health: meditation. It starts with proper breathing. By breathing in slowly for 5 or 10 seconds and exhaling, counting the same way, for just a few minutes each day has been a big deal for many people as they reach a new level of relaxation. Now, that's just a start. If your feelings of depression and hopelessness are accentuated with drugs and alcohol, then you may need some professional help. The team of nurses, counselors, physicians, and psychiatrists at Gateway Foundation understand that. They know what you're going through, and they can show you the way out. Gateway also uses meditation as a key component of their successful treatment. Your insurance covers the cost, and the Family Medical Leave Act protects your job. If your situation appears hopeless, make the confidential call to Gateway at 877-505-HOPE and start feeling better today. Gateway Foundation. Addiction medicine, saving lives.
Where do ghosts sleep? In the Booge Room, of course. And they sleep great on their all-new Bemco Arctic Breeze and Max Life mattresses from the guys at Just Beds. This month, twin Bemco mattresses $149. Queen mattresses just $229. Spooky good deals and a great night's sleep from the all-new Bemco Arctic Breeze and Max Life mattresses. As always, free delivery to your Booge Room, setup, and removal. Visit the Yawn Exterminators at Just Beds on Montvale Drive, Springfield.
Just Beds. Springfield's Morning News with Greg Bishop, broadcasting from the Fly SPI Studios. Take the easy way out. 92.7 WMAY, Springfield's News and Talk.
Well, as you know, I've been in favor of comprehensive immigration reform, which means making sure that we have border security, but also making sure that we're letting people come into this country.
We can't claim to be sanctuary. We've got to stop. But first thing, secure the border. After you secure the border, then we can deal with everything else. But secure the border first. Just as Republicans and Democrats, we should just agree that this is a crisis. We're going to secure the border right now.
So
we're not going to talk about anything else.
State Representative Mike Coffey, we'll hear from him a little bit later on. I chatted with him yesterday. He recently went to the southern U.S. border. Before that, Governor J.B. Pritzker answering questions of members of the media yesterday in Chicago. Welcome in. Springfield's Morning News on 92.7 WMAY, Springfield's News and Talk. Tons to get to, including the conversation about immigration and the ongoing problems impacting not just Chicago, Illinois taxpayers and taxpayers across the country. Customs and Border Patrol say in the previous fiscal year, since October of last year, essentially through August, there have been 2.8 plus million encounters at the southwest border. And that's just what they've encountered, not people that have gone through undetected. 2.8 million just in the past year. Now, while New York has said that the border is too open now, they're dealing with 125,000 just in New York City. Compare that to Chicago, dealing with 15,000 non-citizen new arrivals in the past 13 months. And then compare that again to the 2.8 million encounters that they've had come across the southern U.S. border. So obviously this week we've talked a lot about this, especially with Governor J.B. Pritzker on Monday, sending President Joe Biden a letter saying that the issue is overwhelming. Illinois is not a border state. But it's essentially becoming one because of the influx of migrants and the growing taxpayer cost. Because it's well over $300 million just for Illinois. When you lump in how much Chicago taxpayers have had to foot the bill for, it's over $500 million in costs for those non-citizen new arrivals in the state of Illinois. Whether they're seeking asylum or whether they cross the border illegally, 15,000 are in the city of Chicago, sleeping at police stations. They're going to possibly be in base camp tents heading into the winter. That's costing $30 million. You've got a whole host of other issues, humanitarian issues, and so on. So Governor J.B. Pritzker sending a letter to the president on Monday saying we need more resources and more needs to be done. He fielded some questions yesterday at an unrelated event all about the immigration crisis impacting Chicago. So we'll hear from that. But we'll also hear a response from Republican State Representative Mike Coffey out of Springfield. He traveled to the U.S. border just recently. I think yesterday he said he got back 4 days ago. So he's back in central Illinois, and he explains why a central Illinois state legislator made a trip to the southern U.S. border. So we'll hear from him as well, and also his response to some of what we'll hear the governor say right now. All right, so again, it is Springfield's Morning News. I'm Greg Bishop on 92.7 WMAY. Let's hear Governor J.B. Pritzker on Tuesday, talking with members of the media up in Chicago. And first up, he talked about the letter that he sent to President Joe Biden and what ultimately he's looking to have the White House do for Illinois.
Well, I've been communicating with the White House for many, many months now, so don't get it wrong. Just because we have a letter that was sent to the White House with a set of requests doesn't mean we haven't put requests in over time over the last 13 months. So let's put that to rest. The congressional delegation is quite well aware and have had many conversations with me and me with them about what we need to do to support our asylum seekers that are here in Illinois. Many of them have advocated for the dollars that are necessary to support cities and states that are caring for people who are suffering from this humanitarian crisis. You've heard some of them speak of that, the Congress people and our senators as well. The problem is, as you know, the House of Representatives is not controlled by Democrats, and indeed it is controlled instead by people who are expressing their xenophobia and who are not helping to manage the crisis of people coming to the border, but instead exacerbating it.
So the governor claiming that it's xenophobia that is leading to people sending migrants to Chicago. He continues on talking about how this all is escalating. And in his messaging to the White House, he's asking specifically for them to help manage this, saying that it's uncoordinated, untenable, overwhelming, and
we know that we're starting to see more and more buses. It is, as everybody should recall, let's not forget why we're seeing those buses. It's because there are these border politicians, the borders of the United States have politicians who want to cause havoc in the rest of the country. They could have raised their voices. They could have advocated in a political fashion for comprehensive immigration reform. But as you know, those are the very people who are opposed to comprehensive immigration reform. So instead, they want to wreak havoc. They want to cause a political challenge for the president and for, the people of the opposite party from them. And so I wanted to make sure that we were, that everybody understands who is causing this issue for states across the country. You don't see him sending anybody to Idaho. You don't see him sending anybody to South Dakota or Wyoming or Missouri, states that are controlled by the opposite part, by his party. Instead, he's sending them only to blue states.
So
is it time to close the border?
The question, is it time to close the border?
As you know, I've been in favor of comprehensive immigration reform, which means making sure that we have border security, but also making sure that we're letting people come into this country. But as I say, there are people who want to use this as a political issue. And for, 40 years now, I think we've all been watching as particularly the Republican Party has used this over and over again, their xenophobia being, wearing it on their sleeve about this issue, and instead not introducing anything that would be practical about accomplishing that comprehensive reform.
So there's the governor again talking about xenophobia from those who say that the crisis is out of hand down on the southern border, sending migrants to so-called sanctuary states and cities, Illinois being a sanctuary state with policies that Pritzker approved. He talks about having conversations with Texas.
Yes, but just to answer your questions, lots of communication between staff on my end and staff for the governor of Texas, and I've made it very clear that the governor needs to stop what he's doing and that we all should be working on reform together. He shouldn't have to deal with all of the folks who are coming across the border and staying in Texas. We should, again, have comprehensive reform, and the only way to take care of this problem is to get that done. But once again, you don't hear him telling Republicans that they need to go to work in Washington on behalf of reforms at the border. Instead, he's just sending busloads around the country and causing chaos, frankly, wherever he is doing that.
And coming up, we'll hear from State Representative Mike Coffey, who traveled to the border and said that it's really because these border communities are getting inundated and invaded. It's not xenophobia, it's a lack of resources. So they're sending them to sanctuary states and counties and cities. The governor talking about the costs.
I mean, you've heard how much we've spent at the local level in Chicago, in the state of Illinois. Hundreds of millions of dollars. I would say collectively we're talking about $500 million at least when you add what the city has done. So we need reimbursement for those dollars. They promised that. There was a fund to do that, but the problem got so big that there wasn't enough money. Now Congress needs to act, and you see how they're acting. They honestly can't put a budget together in Washington. It's particularly the House of Representatives. So now we have to wait till November 17th to see if they can actually pass a budget and whether they'll put dollars in that budget for the care of the asylum seekers that are coming to all of our states.
So we'll see if that happens, especially with the speaker situation in Washington that just transpired after the governor spoke about this. So a lot here. We'll have the response from State Representative Mike Coffey, who traveled to the southern U.S. border. He addresses the issue of why those border communities are sending migrants to Illinois and other places. He also talks about how this isn't just a immigration issue. This is much more severe than that, from humanitarian to a drug crisis to a cartel crisis. But Coffey also discussing the state's sanctuary city policies and how before anything else, the border needs to be closed, not comprehensive immigration reform. You could talk about that next, but you got to turn the spigot off. So stay tuned. We'll get to State Representative Mike Coffey's thoughts on this next here with Springfield's Morning News. All right, 6:21. Let's take a break from Culver's West on Wabash.
It's time to apply at Culver's West on Wabash. We're hiring all positions, and did we mention free food? Only at Culver's West on Wabash.
Don't miss your last chance to save big on indoor furniture at Menards. Get great sale prices plus 11% off on sofas, love seats, recliners, and more. In stock and ready to take home today. Save big on a plush rocker recliner. Other stores have it for $599.99. At Menards, it's just $349.99 after 11% off. Good while supplies last through October 8th. Savings or mail-in rebates, some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Save big money at Menards.
If your checking account doesn't come with discounts and offers on goods and services, it's time to get More For You Checking. More For You Checking from Heartland Bank offers 24-hour roadside assistance, cell phone protection, identity theft aid, and discounts on prescriptions and much more. Wherever you go, More For You Checking benefits save you money on the things you're already paying for. Visit hbtbank.com and unlock the power of more. More For You Checking from Heartland Bank and Trust Company. Member FDIC.
Cousin Bill here with Illinois Paving. Do you need a new driveway? Did you drag your feet this summer? Well, call now before the season ends. When other contractors say no, Illinois Paving will say yes, with immediate openings available, whether it's asphalt or hot tar and chip. Call Cousin Bill, 788-7777. 788-7777. Isle Paving.
Shoes, Brews, and Biz is back. The Greater Springfield Chamber of Commerce's 5th annual Shoes, Brews, and Biz will be on Thursday, October 5th at the LRS hangar at 5 p.m. Shoes, Brews, and Biz will feature Springfield's favorite horseshoes and craft beers from local restaurants and breweries. Advance tickets are $20, and that will include samples of unique horseshoes and craft beers, along with the rare opportunity to tour the car and motorcycle collection owned by Dick Levi of Levi, Ray, and Shoup Incorporated. Call for tickets at 525-1173 or visit gscc.org. That's 525-1173 or gscc.org. The Chamber's Shoes, Brews, and Biz, Thursday, October 5th at the LRS hangar by presenting sponsor Bank and Trust Company, premier sponsors Green Volkswagen Audi, Nob Hill Landscape Company, Springfield Clinic, and this station.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go: shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit notimetowait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Rex with a double X battery. Generations of power.
Here's what we believe at Rex Battery. You should be able to find the right battery when you need it. Our company started when my dad needed a battery for his car, and he built it himself. Today, more than 50 years later, we are still making sure you can find the right battery you need. And that includes the common batteries people use every day to the hard-to-find batteries used in big farm equipment. While online outlets are struggling with supply chain issues, we have shelves full of batteries. The best part is we're right here in town and ready to help today. Hearing aids, power tools, and the car in your garage. If it takes a battery, you can find the battery at Rex Battery, Clear Lake, just west of Dirksen.
Rex with a double X battery. Generations of power.
There are many reasons to buy a Verlo mattress. We've narrowed it down to the 8 great reasons to choose Verlo. Reason number 8, we do all sizes. Most mattress retailers sell twin, full, queen, and king. It's rare to find a place that will not only sell standard size, but also custom sizes. So where do you go if you need a short queen for your RV, a 3/4 for your antique bed, a queen or king waterbed replacement, or to find a replacement for that weird mattress tucked up in the attic that's been passed down for years? You go to Verlo. For a list of all 8 great reasons and our current sale, Google us or like us on Facebook.
Hey, at the end of the day, everybody wants the same thing from their mattress. A good night's rest, am I right? It's not rocket science. You don't need a physics genius to make you a futuristic space bed. You just need someone to listen to what you want and who knows the materials that will get you there. And you might even be surprised to learn that that someone could be living right next door. At Verlo, we're your friendly neighborhood mattress genius. American made, locally crafted. Welcome to Verlo.
Hey, it's Breeze Airways, the seriously nice airline that wants to fly you to your next vacation. Fly nonstop from Abraham Lincoln Capital Airport in Springfield to Orlando and Tampa Bay, faster and easier than ever before. We don't charge change or cancellation fees, so you can book with complete peace of mind. Go to flybreeze.com or download the Breeze app to book your trip. Breeze Airways, seriously nice.
Take the easy way out.
Springfield's Morning News with Greg Bishop. Listen on demand at WMAY.com. 92.7 WMAY. Springfield's News and Talk.
So last segment, we heard Governor J.B. Pritzker talk about border politicians that he says are xenophobic, and that's why they're sending migrants from the southern U.S. border that have crossed either illegally or claiming asylum to sanctuary cities like Chicago and New York and so on. So the governor also addressing that he needs more resources because, well, states ended up more than $500 million in local and state tax dollars without federal dollars providing any kind of match. So what's the response from a Republican state representative? Well, State Representative Mike Coffey, he traveled to the southern U.S. border recently. He's the Springfield area state representative. And he went with a delegation of law enforcement, congressional leaders, state house leaders, with the Federation for American Immigration Reform, or FAIR. And here's what he had to say ultimately was the goal and what they learned being on the ground in the southern U.S. border. And here's Mike Coffey.
They brought down sheriffs and legislators from across the country to be with the Texas Border Patrol, the Texas State Police, the Texas Volunteers, to show exactly what's going on down on the border and all that. And, I've had people ask me, what is a state rep from Central Illinois, what do you care about the border? Why are you going down there? And what I said to them is, I said, everybody needs to care about the border, because when we're spending $1.5 billion in free health care to illegals when our citizens don't have free health care, and now we're dispersing them across the state of Illinois, and the state is paying for that disbursement, it's a concern to every single citizen in the state of Illinois. That is our taxpayers' money that we work very hard for. That should either be put to a good use for our citizens or given back to the citizens. So I went down there, and I've got to tell you, it is heart-wrenching and heartbreaking. And I think it should be mandatory that everybody in leadership, especially, go to the border and just sit and talk with these people, because I had a perception when I went to the border of what I thought it was like, what we're talking about. And it's nothing like you think, and it's much more serious than you think. The governor is, when you talk about the governor's complaining about the aid that they need. Well, you have to understand, down there at Eagle Pass, that is a town of 28,000 people, and 50,000 illegals invaded in 2 days. These are poor counties that don't have the money, the resources. Some of these counties have 12 jail cells. They're having to bring a process and bring all these people in and house them. And many, many times these are cartel members and, people, criminals. Not all of them. A lot of the people you see coming are family units. Where I was at, when you're in Eagle Pass, those are a lot of family units they're coming across. But over in McAllen, Texas, what they're concerned about is the cartel members, then people that are murderous, rapists, and all the criminal element are coming through as well. And this flooding of the border makes it easier for them to bring things across the border, such as fentanyl. And the Texas Border Patrol, we got there, we had meetings where they showed us undercover footage of what's going on. I mean, the atrocities that are happening are just absolutely disgusting. And I mean, it's heart-wrenching. So the humanitarian crisis is real. And by waving them all in, and all of the people down there, they will tell you that this crisis has just quadrupled under the Biden administration. Talk to them about, well, how was it? So that it's not just a Republican and a Democratic issue, that these people are not there. They're not on a political agenda, bashing administrations. They're just saying, under Obama, it was at this level. Trump, it was at this level. Now, boom, 4 times the amount under the Biden administration. So it's a real issue that is concerning to everybody, and we need to help them. The thing that they want, and they think that is most important, is they want the cartels to be labeled as terrorist organizations so that they can go after them and fight them. They believe that they can stop the problem, but the federal government has got to help them. So while a lot of people are looking for aid for the people that we're letting in illegally, what we really need to be doing is manning the border and stopping. We have to secure the border and stop all of these people from coming in. And they went through different ways that you can do that. The money that we give to Mexico, the money that we give to all these countries, we have to dry that up unless they stop this, because they're not doing that, because they're getting money from the United States of America, as well as bringing drugs in and sex trafficking. And when I tell you about this sex trafficking, nobody talks about it. It is so horrific. I can't even explain it to you. They go in with these undercover videos and showed them to us what was happening. And I mean, it's deplorable. I mean, it'll make you cry. So as concerned citizens for our country, we also have to secure the border for these people, because what they're going through is absolutely unimaginable. And it's probably the most important issue facing the country today because we can't afford it. And if Chicago can't afford it, and New York mayor and governor are complaining about it, how do they make these little people in Texas of counties that are only 50,000 people take it? They're down in McAllen, Texas. They have what they call the Texas Border Volunteers. These are just everyday citizens that sit out on these ranches and spot for the Texas Rangers and the Border Patrol because they don't have enough power to do. So these people are doing this out of the goodness of their hearts to help their communities out and really to help secure America. So there's so much that goes into it. I could talk for hours about it, but it's definitely something that I think everybody in leadership needs to go. Republicans and Democrats, and quite honestly, they should go together as Republicans and Democrats so they really see what's going on and just talk to these people. Don't go down there with a political stance or just go and see what's going on and listen to these people and have them talk to you about what they think should be done to secure the border, what they can do, what they can't do. And I think it's eye-opening, and it's something that needs to be addressed.
So again, State Representative Mike Coffey recently just traveled to the border, seeing it firsthand, saying that the local communities there cannot handle the influx. They've had 2.8 million people they've encountered just in the past year. He says, before anything else, need to close the border.
Here's the first thing you have to do. First thing, number one, you have to secure the border and you have to stop it. Then, after the border is secured, and that's a combination of the border wall, that's drones, that's more, patrols on the border and all that. And according to the Texans that I met with, they all are confident that if given the resources, we can secure the border. So that's number one. After you secure the border, then you can start to talk about the different avenues and things that you want to do. But nothing can be talked about until the border is secure. And this is not, many people have this misnomer that I think a lot of people in the United States say, oh, the Mexicans are coming across. No. They talk in certain areas, 30% of the people coming across are Chinese. And they all believe down there that it has a big thing to do with fentanyl. Fentanyl is being produced in China, sent over to Mexico and the cartels, and they're bringing it in. And the amount of fentanyl that's gotten into this country in the last 2-3 years has just doubled, quadrupled. I mean, the numbers are staggering. So you have to sit with them and see these numbers to know what's going on. This is a crisis for our children. This is not just an immigration crisis. I think people are only looking at it through one lens, and they see the people coming through Eagle Pass and say, oh, those mean old Republicans, they don't want any immigrants coming in here. That is not what's going on. This has more to do with a drug crisis and a cartel crisis and an invasion than anything else. And that's why we should go down and meet with these people as Republicans and Democrats, because this is not a Republican and Democratic issue. This is a humanitarian issue. This is a drug issue. This has to do with the Chinese trying to pollute our country and make us weaker. That's what the issue is about. It's not about these poor immigrants that are coming from all over. They're pawns in a system, and they're being used, abused, and tortured. So we need to stop that.
Coffey, I asked him if Illinois needs to reverse its sanctuary state policies that Governor J.B. Pritzker approved, making enforcement of federal immigration law relaxed in Illinois. He says that needs to stop.
Absolutely. You cannot. We can't claim to be sanctuary. We've got to stop. But first thing, secure the border. After you secure the border, then we can deal with everything else. But secure the border first. Just as Republicans and Democrats, we should just agree that this is a crisis. We're going to secure the border right now. We're not going to talk about anything else but securing the border. That's the number one thing that we need to do. Secure the border today. Not tomorrow, not next week, next month, today. We have the resources to do it if the president and the federal government will give Texas, Arizona, California, Arizona, all of the resources that they need to do it. It can be done, and if they demand that we secure the border, we can do it. Don't worry about any of the other issues until you secure the border. Do that. Then after that's done, we can talk about everything else. But until then, secure the border today.
So while Governor J.B. Pritzker wouldn't say explicitly if the border needs to be closed, you've got him pushing for Comprehensive immigration reform. State Representative Mike Coffey, who traveled to the southern U.S. border, even though Illinois is far from the action there, it's impacting taxpayers in central Illinois. And Coffey says, before anything else, we've got to shut down the border. All right, it is Springfield's Morning News, way late for a break. And coming back, we will talk with Todd Vandermeide. It's 6:37. Here's news.
92.7 WMAY.
Here are the three big things you need to know.
I'm Don Howard. Our top story, October 1st through 7th is National Banned Books Week, and the University of Chicago Library is observing it by announcing plans to build a collection of books that have been historically banned, creating an accessible library open to the public and available online. Governor J.B. Pritzker noted that we are all better off when we engage with new ideas, including the, quote, amazing miracles and darkest hours of the world around us, end quote. The Illinois State Police is seeking the public's assistance in identifying a vehicle potentially involved in a crash on September 29th just outside of Teutopolis that resulted in 5 fatalities and multiple injuries. The crash involved a semi-truck tanker carrying anhydrous ammonia that was punctured and leaked. The ISP has a video of the dark sedan and is looking for doorbell or security cameras that may have captured video of the suspect vehicle. The ripple effects of the UAW strike against Big Three automakers may soon extend to central Illinois. When 4,600 workers struck the Ford Chicago assembly plant on Friday, it immediately provoked layoffs at the Chicago metal stamping plant. One of the suppliers that will be affected soon by the Ford assembly plant's shutdown is Urbana-based parts maker Flexingate. The company supplies injection molded parts for the Chicago assembly plant. The law in the state of Illinois is decidedly in favor of protecting a woman's right to have an abortion, but at least one municipality is considering an ordinance to prevent the procedure. The proposal would make Quincy officially a safe haven city of the unborn by prohibiting abortions or the receipt of abortion-inducing pills in the mail on the grounds they are obscene or lewd under federal law. The Whig Herald reports that the mayor and at least one alderman who support the measure are nervous about the legal costs the city could incur arising from lawsuits provoked by implementation of the proposed ordinance. The Anti-Defamation League reports a dramatic rise in anti-Semitic incidents in Illinois in recent years. They logged 10 incidents in 2016, but 121 in 2022. They also noted that they documented 4 white supremacist events and a doubling of white supremacist propaganda distribution in the past year. Illinois also reported 101 hate crimes in 2022, an 80% increase since 2020. Illinois Attorney General Kwame Raoul has sued electric supplier Residence Energy for deceptive tactics. The complaint filed last week alleges that the company's rates were nearly twice those of ComEd, costing customers up to $15 million. The complaint alleges that the company lured customers with low introductory rates, then sharply increased rates illegally. The company faces potential fines of $600,000 in addition to reimbursement and investigative costs. Your WMAY dependable forecast is next on Springfield's News and Talk.
Time to move inside and make your home warm and cozy. Hendricks Home Furnishings is having a fall sale on all things homey. Cozy up on a new sofa or sectional. Relax and unwind with comfy recliners or stylish chairs. Pick out a new fireplace console to complement your seasonal decor. Settle in for a gathering at your new dining or kitchen table. Don't miss out on our limited time fall offers. Just a short drive to Verdon on Route 4. Hendricks Home Furnishings has everything you need to create a warm and inviting space.
If you want to bank safe from anywhere, get the app you can use everywhere. Your money's right in your hand. Nobody loves you like Heartland. Get a loan, pay a bill when you're on the go. Deposit that check right from your phone. Download our app and you can. Nobody loves you like Heartland. We're like a bank, but only better, 'cause you'll remember. Bank like you own the place. Heartland Credit Union.
Doors take us to summers away or winter adventures and afternoon getaways. Your dedicated Fidelity advisor can help you open those doors by working with you on a comprehensive plan to help you reach your wealth's full potential, because doors were meant to be opened. Visit fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimum supply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC, member NYSE SIPC.
Peggy at Springfield Supportive Living loves to stay busy.
I love the garden area.
It's so peaceful, and they got the walkway. And I walk a lot. I walk 7,000 to 8,000 steps a day, at least.
And then there are Peggy's numerous hobbies.
I like to craft and sew and crochet and keep myself pretty busy. And they have a lot of activities, and I just enjoy being here.
At SpringfieldSupportiveLiving.com.
Springfield Supportive Living. Are you young enough?
Now, your dependable forecast on 92.7 WMAY.
Slight chance for scattered showers today, otherwise cloudy skies expected. Highs around 84, southerly winds 8 to 15 miles per hour. Cloudy again tonight, scattered thunderstorms likely 66. Scattered thunderstorms likely tomorrow, highs around 72, cloudy. Mid-60s Friday, upper 50s Saturday. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki. Currently, it's 69.
Weather sponsored by Lauterbach Tire and Auto, home of Stage 2 service. Drive safely now.
Getting around town can be a challenge for those with disabilities. SMTD's Access Paratransit makes it easy.
My name is Michelle Staples, and I have been riding Access for almost 24 years.
And just how easy is it?
All I have to do is call and schedule it, and they've got me scheduled.
And how would you describe Access in one word?
Family, because most of these people are my family, and I love them.
For schedules and routes, go to smtd.org.
I think what people want from their doctors, as much as anything, is a partner in their care. I'm Dr. Chris McDowell, a physician with SIU Medicine. Our clinical excellence is unmatched in the region. We're home to the latest technology, the best people. But what sets us apart is our commitment to our patients. Being there for them as a partner, a supporter, as an advocate, and even a neighbor. That's what makes SIU Medicine so unique. Learn more at siumed.org.
Guess who's in charge of arranging the corporate event this year? Now, where to start?
Conn's Catering and Events has you covered. A quick call or visit with the experts at Conn's will save you time while making you look like an excellent planner.
Well, this event is a real monster. We'll need a bunch of options.
Like a customizable menu tailored to your specific needs and preferences?
That would be one easy solution.
From full-service events like the one you're planning to drop-off catering like a quick meal to feed the office, Conn's will have people complimenting you on the excellent choices.
Sounds like this is going to be a permanent addition to my job description.
Because you're not settling for anything less than extraordinary. Give Conn's a call. They'll help you turn the event into a complete success as you make that lasting impression on your clients, employees, and guests.
Call Angie at 217-523-4466 or visit Cons at conshg.com to set up your corporate dining experience today.
Springfield's Morning News with Greg Bishop, broadcasting from the Fly SPI studios. Take the easy way out. 92.7 WMAY, Springfield's News and Talk.
We're still waiting for the outcome from the 7th Circuit U.S. Court of Appeals in the Second Amendment challenge to consolidated cases, arguing that the state's Protect Illinois Communities Act violates the Second Amendment right to keep and bear arms. But we're looking across the country at how different cases in different jurisdictions could possibly impact the state's case. Joining us now to talk about this is Todd Vandermeide. You can follow him on YouTube. Just search Freedom's Steel, and he does deep dives into a lot of this stuff. Todd, we've talked about in the past, the case out of Hawaii where you had a judge say that a ban on butterfly knives violates the Second Amendment. That's been raised in the 7th Circuit Court of Appeals for the judges to review. You've got a case in the District Courts of California where a judge there declared that that state's ban on certain types of magazines is unconstitutional. Plaintiffs have asked for the courts to essentially review that in the 7th Circuit. And yesterday we had another case out of Texas that I think, checking out what you had to say yesterday on this on your YouTube channel, this really gets to expanding the definition of keep. So talk about this. How does the pistol brace ruling out of an appellate court in Texas possibly impact the case you guys have against the state of Illinois?
Hey, Greg. So one of the things that the FFL suit pushed, a suit that I'm involved in, was that, under the New York standard, what is covered by the 27 words of the Second Amendment then becomes presumptively protected conduct, is what the court said. So the burden then shifts to the state to prove that through text, tradition, history, that the regulation is okay, that this is something the founding fathers would have accepted based on those matrix. And so yesterday, a judge in the district court in the Fifth Circuit in Texas sat there, and in a ruling about the pistol braces. Now, this is a ruling where ATF has attempted through rules and regulations attempt to reclassify a large swath of pistols as short-barreled rifles. And the judge went on to talk about a concept that I've talked about, the right to repair, to where individuals have the right to repair and work on their own firearms. And he talked about analogous to the role that stabilizing braces play for contemporary pistol owners. Founding era gunsmithing involved modifying lawfully bearable pistols with the extended grips and rearward stocks to facilitate greater stability, control, and accuracy. And so here you have the judge talking about people being able to modify their own guns. He went on to sit here and say, for example, in order to sustain themselves against a large and well-supplied British military throughout the Revolutionary War, the Americans relied on gunsmiths, individuals with know-how from working on their own arms, and Americans who were willing to learn the art of arms manufacturing. So here you have him saying that the gunsmithing, the ability to modify your own firearm, is covered activity within the Second Amendment. It falls within those 27 words. And if it falls within those 27 words, then per what the Supreme Court said in the New York case, it is presumptively protected conduct. The burden falls to the state. And that's one big part here, since we're the only case in the country that's going after semi-auto bans that's talking about the right to repair. Because if we have the right to repair, it leads to a whole host of other things. Because remember, Illinois law bans the acquisition of parts to fix or maintain your firearm, as well as attachments. Well, here they talk about attachments and modifying your firearm. And braced firearms is a category of pistols that the Illinois law bans. And the judge went on to say that these are commonly owned, and therefore, since they are commonly owned and commonly used, that they cannot be dangerous and unusual. He used the ATF's number, where the ATF was saying between 3 and 7 million of these, even though there were higher estimates, and said that because of that, taking the number in the middle at 5 million, they are in common use, therefore they are protected. So this ruling has a whole host of things to impact. I mean, he just basically eviscerated every argument that the state put up that these are dangerous or unusual. Not wrong matrix. It's and, not or. That these guns are not commonly used. I mean, and we're just talking about one category of semi-autos, because here we're talking about pistols. And if you remember, in the Heller decision, they didn't separate Derringers versus revolvers versus semi-autos. They said handguns, period, the end. And he kind of says the same thing. This is a category of handguns, and handguns are protected.
Todd, one thing I think is important is, you mentioned last night kind of the goal that gun rights supporters have is to make the Second Amendment, a well-regulated militia being necessary for the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. You want to make that an encyclopedia. And I imagine this ruling touches on a well-regulated militia, because the militia has to be in good working order and also expanding keep to be not just possess, but to, again, reflect back on being well regulated, keeping those firearms in proper order. We've only got about 3 minutes here, but with the gun registration that started, you've got the accessories. Talk a bit about that and the questions that there are and how that could possibly be vague, as Thomas Magg is going to argue next week in the Southern District. But also, how these cases out of Hawaii, out of the Southern District of California, out of Texas now, how these are going to impact the state. You've got 3 minutes.
Well, we've filed a 28J letter on a couple of the other cases, and I'm sure we're going to be filing a 28J letter, which simply says, hey, court, take judicial notice of this. Something has happened that you should look at. So we're going to be doing that. With the registration stuff, you look at the video they put out, you look at the guideline they have sent out to law enforcement and to some dealers, evidently. They don't answer a lot of questions that are in the rules. They don't sit there and talk about what exactly is an attachment. If you look at them, all they do is regurgitate the law. And it's funny that on their webpage, they make assumptions. They say that Ruger 1022 in its basic configuration is not an assault weapon, but if it has a threaded barrel or a pistol grip, it is, which their definition of a barrel shroud contradicts what they're saying right there. So there's not a lot of explanation there. I think you'll see a lot of that in the comments to the rules, and they've opened the registration, but it doesn't mean anything because they don't close the registration until December 31st. And on top of that, we may not have a final rule by the time they want to close registration. So I think there's a lot of vagueness in what they are considering an attachment. Their definitions, what they're putting out doesn't necessarily meet definitions of the law. And so I think this is just another mess. And we'll see what's going to happen with the whole thing. But
and then if you could, in less than a minute here, the possible impacts of these other cases on the Seventh Circuit.
Well, I think here what we just saw in the Mock v. Garland cases, they said in common use. They said these are not dangerous and unusual. They talked about how gunsmithing is. All those things are things we have been arguing. The state has argued the opposite side of it, and we have a federal judge that has basically validated everything that we put in our lawsuit against the state of Illinois and just eviscerated the state argument. So I think that the Seventh Circuit Court of Appeals knows what they have to do, and if they do, I mean, in this case, Mock v. Garland was originally an Administrative Procedures Act, but he dove into the Second Amendment to show the irreparable harm the companies and the individuals were facing. And the stuff I was reading you came out of, hey, this is why it falls under the Second Amendment. And you're right. Yeah, our job is to make the Second Amendment, those 27 words, take up the space of the Encyclopedia Britannica, so that as much of the activity, well, as Zell has already said, acquisition. Well, if you have the right to acquire, there's got to be somewhere a right to sell. You have the right to maintain proficiency, the right to train. Yet the marketing law they passed said that you can't advertise certain things that you want to do. So yeah, our job to comply with the New York standard is to make the Second Amendment read like the Encyclopedia Britannica, that all these activities are covered underneath.
Todd Vandermeide, Freedom's Steel on YouTube for deep dives in a lot of this stuff. Greatly appreciate you taking the time. We'll definitely talk again soon, all right?
Frag out.
It is Springfield's Morning News on 92.7 WMAY. Time for a break from Culver's West on Wabash.
Culver's West on Wabash is hiring for all shifts and all positions. Apply today in person.
Academy Sports and Outdoors is the sporting goods store that's all about fun. And a new location is coming to Springfield. With great brands at the best prices, you'll always find the gear you need to play the games you love and enjoy your favorite outdoor activities with your favorite people. Academy has it all in store and online. No matter how you have fun out there, your next adventure starts here. Your new Academy Sports and Outdoors store is coming soon to Springfield. Until then, check out academy.com.
Fighting Illini football is back in Champaign as they take on the Nebraska Cornhuskers in Memorial Stadium Friday night, October 6th at 7 p.m. It's our Celebrate Food and Ag game. Bring the family for a special petting zoo area inside Grange Grove with animals to interact with Illini fans and kids. See you at Memorial Stadium for Fighting Illini football's Big Ten matchup against Nebraska. Friday night under the lights on October 6th. Get tickets at fightingillini.com.
There are many reasons to buy a Verlo mattress. We've narrowed it down to the 8 great reasons to choose Verlo. Reason number 7, Verlo to go. With Verlo's bed in a box, you can easily take a queen or king mattress, load it into your car, and be on your way. Easy peasy. If you live out of town and prefer to have it shipped, we can do that. The best part, you can try it before you buy it. Quick, convenient, comfortable. For a list of all 8 great reasons and our current sale, Google us or like us on Facebook.
At Verlo, we custom make every mattress specific to your needs because having to dial in a special number for your side of the bed sounds like math. And nobody likes math, but everyone likes sleep. So let us make you a mattress that's perfectly customized for both of your needs. They want plush, you want firm, you got it. They like memory foam, you're more of the classic type. No problem. At Verlo, we have answers, not algebra. American made, locally crafted. Welcome to Verlo.
Hi, this is Rob from Car Guys Auto Works. I repaired 5 exhaust systems last week and saved the owners well over $3,000 in the process. If you have a noisy exhaust system, give me a call. I'll save you some money too. By the way, I'm looking for a quality technician to join our team. If you know someone or are a tech yourself, give me a call. My number is 217-415-5581. We have been behind for several weeks and need some help. And as always, if you have an issue with our service, let me know. I can't fix it if I don't know about it.
Keeping you connected with the latest market updates every weekday afternoon at 4:30 and 6:30. Brought to you by Edward Jones, making sense of investing. 92.7 WMAY, Springfield's news and talk.
Now at Menards, save big money on your next project with 11% off everything. Give any room a fresh look with Mohawk flooring. Mohawk tile includes ceramic, porcelain, and mosaic glass tiles to fit any decor. Clean Protect Point Park Collection floor and wall tiles protect against bacteria. Just $159 each after 11% rebate. Get 11% off everything now at Menards. Good through October 8th. Savings are mail-in rebate. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Save big money at Menards.
Knowledge is power, and you deserve to know what happens in your state government. That's why the Center Square's reporting zeroes in on state authorities publishing stories that show where your money goes and who spends it. The Center Square gives power to the taxpayer by tracking politicians' use of the people's money and demanding transparency from state-run agencies. This is how the Center Square equips you, the American taxpayer, to hold your state government accountable. Sign up now for your state Center Square newsletter at thecentersquare.com.
So when was the last time you saw a best deal guarantee?
You mean a promise that actually held up?
Right.
That some unknown online entity didn't want you to log in and download a code and then re-verify as you join some club?
Drives you nuts, I know.
And then once you purchase that set of steak knives...
Well, Dick Van Dyke Appliance World is a lot simpler. You find a verified great deal and they beat it. Just show them the deal you saw. A newspaper clipping or the online cart price will do, and then you're good.
At Dick Van Dyke Appliance World, it's one of those instances where you see a best deal guarantee and...
you get the best deal.
This is Dennis Rieken, chairman of Dick Van Dyke Appliance World. Our exclusive 10-year protection plan comes free with most appliance purchases. Whether it's a GE, Whirlpool, Frigidaire, Bosch, or any of our 30 brands, I guarantee we will beat any competitor's deal. Wow!
Dick Van Dyke Appliance World. When you buy from us, get the whole store.
From the Fly SPI Studios, take the easy way out. WMAY FM, Taylorville, Springfield's news and talk is 92.7 WMAY.
All students at Morgan are to shelter in place and not move until they get a
That announcement after 5 people were shot. None of the injuries life-threatening, and the gunman is still on the loose. Baltimore Mayor Brandon Scott asking last night,
when is enough going to be enough? When will the sanctity of American lives and the sanctity of American college students and students to get their education outweigh the sanctity of American guns? That's where my anger is tonight.
The judge overseeing Donald Trump's civil fraud trial has imposed a limited gag order and ordered him to delete a social media post that publicly maligned a key court staffer. More than 75,000 Kaiser Permanente health workers preparing for a 3-day strike.
Kaiser Permanente says it has plans in place to keep hospitals and emergency departments open in the strike, but it may reschedule non-emergency and elective procedures and also send some prescriptions to outpatient pharmacies.
ABC's Lionel Moise says the biggest sticking point is staffing levels. This is ABC News.
2 times the healthy blood pressure support? That's a number to rave about. Thanks to Superbeats Heart Chew's unique 2X ingredient that helps promote normal blood pressure nearly 2 times more effectively than diet and exercise alone. Superbeats is America's #1 selling beet brand and the only #1 cardiologist, doctor, and pharmacist recommended beet brand for heart health support. A clinical study showed that the key ingredient in Superbeats Heart Chews is nearly 2 times more effective at supporting normal blood pressure than a healthy lifestyle alone. And they're part of a brand with over 60,000 5-star ratings and reviews. So double your potential with a special offer exclusively for radio listeners. Get a free 30-day supply of Superbeats Heart Chews and 15% off your first order at getsuperbeats.com with code RADIO. That's a free 30-day supply and 15% off for radio listeners only at getsuperbeets.com, code RADIO.
Russia now says its air defense.
All right, this hour, Springfield's Morning News, now 7:03. We've got the council round up. About an hour-long meeting last night. But boy, oh boy, did we hear how the sausage is made. So we'll fill up the entire hour with last night's Springfield City Council meeting. It's now 7:04 on WMAY.
News.
Weather.
92.7 WMAY. Springfield's news and talk.
I'm Don Howard. Our top story, Illinois Attorney General Kwame Raoul has sued electric supplier Residence Energy for deceptive tactics. The complaint filed last week alleges that the company's rates were nearly twice those of ComEd, costing customers up to $15 million. The complaint alleges that the company lured customers with low introductory rates, then sharply increased rates illegally. The company faces potential fines of $600,000 in addition to reimbursement and investigative costs. Today's the day for the annual test of the National Emergency Alert System. FEMA has issued a statement denying rumors that the National Alert Test will render phones and other devices inoperable. And in related news, Amazon has stated it has nothing to do with false rumors that its drivers are required to pause work from 2 o'clock until 3 o'clock. The ripple effects of the UAW strike against Big Three automakers may soon extend to central Illinois. When 4,600 workers struck the Ford Chicago assembly plant on Friday, it immediately provoked layoffs at the Chicago metal stamping plant. One of the suppliers that will be affected soon by the Ford assembly plant's shutdown is Urbana-based parts maker Flexingate. The company supplies injection molded parts for the Chicago assembly plant. The Illinois State Police is seeking the public's assistance in identifying a vehicle potentially involved in a crash on September 29th just outside of Teutopolis that resulted in 5 fatalities and multiple injuries. The crash involved a semi-truck tanker carrying anhydrous ammonia that was punctured and leaked. The ISP has a video of the dark sedan and is looking for doorbell or security cameras that may have captured video of the suspect vehicle. A link to the video of the vehicle can be found at WMAY.com. Your WMAY dependable forecast is next on Springfield's News and Talk.
News brought to you by Illinois Paving. It's paving season, and Illinois Paving is here to help. Call Cousin Bill today for your free estimate. Visit ilpaving.com.
If you want to bank safe from anywhere, get the app you can use everywhere. Your money's right in your hand. Nobody loves you like Heartland. Get a loan, pay a bill when you're on the go. Deposit that check right from your phone. Download our app and you can. Nobody loves you like Heartland. We're like a bank, but only better, 'cause you'll remember. Bank like you own the place. Heartland Credit Union.
There are many reasons to buy a Verlo mattress. We've narrowed it down to the 8 great reasons to choose Verlo. Reason number 6, we build a double-sided mattress. For those that don't intend to flip their mattress or don't want to spend a bit extra to get a flippable mattress, single-sided mattresses are a good fit, and we have plenty to choose from. However, if you prefer to have a mattress that is flippable so you have a fresh side to use, we give you that option. For a list of all 8 great reasons and our current sale, Google us or like us on Facebook.
Burlow has a lifetime comfort guarantee because you can't risk it when it comes to that all-important, never long enough, cozy dreamland we call sleep. You can't let something like a mystery-made mattress in a box get between you and that much-needed shut-eye. We will adjust the comfort of your mattress for its lifetime, and we call that a lifetime comfort guarantee. And for that, you gotta go to Verlo. American-made, locally crafted, welcome to Verlo.
Springfield Supportive Living. Are you young enough?
Marilyn Nash. I like all the people here. They all treat me nice. Like since my sister moved here, it's been better because if I want to go upstairs or if I want to argue with her, I can. You know, I mean, we're sisters, right? But yeah, I like just about everything here.
Springfield Supportive Living. Are you young enough?
Now, your dependable forecast on 92.7 WMAY.
Slight chance for scattered storms. Today, otherwise overcast. Daytime highs approaching 84. Winds out of the south, 10 to 15 miles per hour. Scattered thunderstorms likely. Tonight, lows dip down to about 66. Overcast skies. Scattered thunderstorms likely. Tomorrow, daytime highs approaching 72. Cloudy skies. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki. Currently, it's 69.
Adopt US Kids presents What to Expect When You're Expecting a Teenager. Learning the lingo.
GOAT, G-O-A-T, acronym, stands for Greatest of All Time. As in, spaghetti sandwiches for dinner? They're my fave. Dad, you're the GOAT.
You don't have to speak teen to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same. Visit adoptuskids.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
Guess who's in charge of arranging the corporate event this year? Now, where to start?
Conn's Catering and Events has you covered. A quick call or visit with the experts at Conn's will save you time while making you look like an excellent planner.
Well, this event is a real monster. We'll need a bunch of options.
Like a customizable menu tailored to your specific needs and preferences?
That would be one easy solution.
From full-service events like the one you're planning to drop-off catering like a quick meal to feed the office, Conn's will have people complimenting you on the excellent choices.
Sounds like this is going to be a permanent addition to my job description.
Because you're not settling for anything less than extraordinary. Give Conn's a call. They'll help you turn the event into a complete success as you make that lasting impression on your clients, employees, and guests.
Call Angie at 217-523-4466 or visit Cons at conshg.com to set up your corporate dining experience today.
To protect his home and family from disaster, Steve used courage, wisdom, and his camera phone.
That should do it.
Way to go, Steve! By simply taking digital pictures of his family's important documents, Steve can always have them stored safely online, no matter when disaster strikes. Learn other simple ways to protect your home and family before a natural disaster at ready.gov. That's ready.gov. A message from FEMA and the Ad Council.
Springfield's Morning News with Greg Bishop, broadcasting from the Fly SPI studios. Take the easy way out. 92.7 WMAY, Springfield's News and Talk.
Bishop and the Council Roundup.
That's what the one and only Council Roundup right here with Springfield's Morning News. I'm Greg Bishop on 92.7 WMAY. Springfield's News and Talk, about an hour-long meeting last night, but man, they really showed us how the sausage is made for a full city council meeting. And let's get right on into it with the mayor at the helm. Mayor Misty Buscher spells out, the consent agenda that was up for final passage, a whole bunch of ordinances that aren't considered controversial, and here's how that plays out.
Next item on the agenda is the consent agenda.
Mayor, I ask that we pull to debate item 2023-435, and I ask that we send back to committee 2023-443.
So clearly, there's some efforts to try to move some ordinances around one place or the other. So you heard Alderman Hanauer there. So they went ahead and they approved the council committee of the whole consent agenda.
The next item on the agenda is item number, I think it'll be 2023-435. Is that right, Alderman Lesko, since we moved that one?
Yes.
All right.
Alderman.
So item number 2020.
You promoted me from city clerk.
Oh, sorry. Clerk Lesko. It's been a day,
and Jennifer just looked at each other.
It's been a day. The Buscher family buried their matriarch today that was 101, so it's been a day.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, that's sad. Thoughts with the Buscher family. 101. Wow. That's a wonderful life lived. Continuing on, next on the agenda, here is more from the mayor.
5 is an ordinance approving a professional agreement with Levi Ray and Shoup Incorporated in an amount not to exceed $559,433.74 to provide software and network service upgrades for the Office of Public Utilities.
So this is one of the ordinances that was on consent, but Hanauer brought it out of the consent agenda because he wanted to amend it. And this is, again, how the sausage is made, making this amendment with some strings of letters and numbers.
I need to add a floor amendment to add the accounting line 107/GENEC/VARI/1605, I believe is correct.
Okay.
I'll leave it up to the Corporation Council if it's not to correct it.
Got that right off the top of your head, huh?
Off the top of my head.
Very good. Yeah,
he's good. You know that.
You read it faster than I could write, so.
That's right.
Just pulls that out. So he's like, this string of numbers, okay. So that measure ultimately did pass with that amendment. Moving on to the next, it's onto the debate agenda. Again, continuing on, Val Yezel up for consideration to be the Director of Economic Development.
I just
Gregory.
Really, I've worked with you before, and I look forward to working with you. But I just have to ask, do you have any initiatives, on the brain for the inner city and east side to really attack longstanding disparities in income and housing disparities?
I'm so glad you asked that question.
Thank you.
I actually had a plan the previous time I was with you, and I went looking for that plan when I got back into the office, and luckily they still had it. And so I have it, and we have been meeting with a couple of developers. We have just spoke yesterday with Ida that can help us with some development and revitalization. There's an actual revitalization plan. I've spoken with Jackie Newman, and we're going to work together on several of these initiatives. And a couple of the other things that I'm trying to pull together is the land bank. We established the land bank here in the city a year and a half ago or something like that, and it really hasn't gotten off the ground. So that's one thing that we can address, several of the lots that are vacant over there, and what we can do. We know we have lots of narrow lots of record over there, so we know we've got to address a lot of the zoning issues.
So Yezel talks about there's a lot on the table for addressing some Alderman Gregory's concerns. Let's hear the votes, how that turned out last night at the Springfield City Council.
Congratulations.
And Congratulations.
There it is.
9 voting.
So Val Yazel is the Director of Economic Development in Springfield. Moving on, next up, you've got another ordinance up for consideration. Here is the announcement of that particular ordinance, another appointment.
An ordinance approving the appointment of Eric Ketchum as Deputy City Treasurer.
So Eric Ketchum, he got up to address the council, as they typically do, and announced who he was, how long he's been with the office, and so on.
I think Mr. Ketchum is here, so we should at least make him introduce himself, don't y'all think?
Of course.
Oh, no, come on.
Oh, come on down.
Come on down.
I originally hired him so I can do this.
You're the next contestant.
Moving up to the big chair.
We'll let you state your name and record and introduce yourself to the council.
I just have a paper so I remember who I am. My name is Eric Ketchum, as Miss Mayor Busher, excuse me.
It's okay.
She said she was the one that hired me back when she was the treasurer. I've been serving in the treasurer's office since June 27th of last year as the office manager.
And he graduated locally, graduated college locally, went over to another state briefly, came back to Springfield, and the votes for whether or not he should be the deputy treasurer for the city of Springfield. Here's how that plays out.
Congratulations.
The motion passes with 9 voting yes, none voting no. Congratulations.
All right. So another appointee from the new mayor getting approved. So next up, we'll get to a lot more. This is another measure before the council.
18-13 with Motor Parts and Equipment Corporation, DBA Napa Auto Parts for turnkey parts store operation for an amount not to exceed $350,000 from August 1st, 2023 through September 30th, 2023 for the Office of Budget and Management. The chair will entertain a motion to place agenda number 2023-451 on final passage.
So this is where we get a lot of back and forth and conversation about the Napa Auto Parts Consolidated Garage Services. So stay tuned. We'll get to that coming up here with Springfield's Morning News. It is the Council Roundup. Now at 7:18 from Culver's West on Wabash.
Deliver smiles, butter burgers, fresh custard, and great service. Culver's West on Wabash is hiring for all positions.
Here's one thing that psychologists and therapists believe to be a key step to achieving better mental health, and it doesn't cost a thing. Spending time. That's right, the natural light, the wind against your skin, the sounds and fragrances of the season all work in concert to help you feel better. Now, you can't treat clinical depression and addiction with just one step. Those are more serious problems, especially with drugs and alcohol. The team of nurses, counselors, physicians, and psychologists at Gateway Foundation understand that. They know what you're going through, and they can show you the way out. Your insurance covers treatment, and the Family Medical Leave protects your job. If your situation appears hopeless, make the confidential call to Gateway at 877-505-HOPE, 877-505-HOPE, and start feeling better today. Gateway Foundation. Addiction medicine, saving lives.
You know, there's a lot of power in nostalgia. And if you want to make sure that you remain nostalgic about getting your next ride from Green Hyundai on the east side, Mike Quimby standing by to tell you time's running out, Mike.
You're right, Greg. Hey, November the 1st, we move into the new Hyundai store on Stanford Avenue. All the new Hyundais will be transferred. The remaining new Hyundais, that is, will be transferred to that new store, and then the Dirksen Parkway facility will become a used car facility with the finest pre-owned cars in the city of Springfield. So we're excited about both of them. It's a big step for us and a big step for the consumer. Because this is going to speed up service and everything else. So we want to give you the opportunity to buy out here on Dirksen for the last time. This is it, the last bash. It's on 1200 South Dirksen Parkway. We still got 1.9% on select new Hyundai models with approved credit. And then, guys, hey, these cars are pre-strike priced inventory before the strike. And They did not go up. In these Hyundais are priced right. We have the lowest priced cars in our competitive field. So come on out, see us. Last chance to buy a new Hyundai at 1200 South Dirksen Parkway in front of good old J.C. Penney's. Greg?
Mike Quimby, Green Hyundai, and have a great day.
Appreciate it, Greg. Thank you.
Looking to buy your next home or considering listing? My wife and I recommend choosing RE/MAX Professionals of Springfield, Fritz Pfister. Working with Fritz to find our new home in Sangamon County was truly a wonderful experience. He's prompt, responsive, and we had constant communication. He was committed to serving our needs and made our home buying experience an absolute pleasure. RE/MAX Professionals of Springfield, Fritz Pfister, 217-652-7653. 217-652-7653. Buying or selling a home? Fritz makes it easy.
Exergen thermometers are proven to be more accurate than non-contact thermometers. With children back at school, keeping them healthy is important. Clinical studies have proven that non-contact thermometers are inaccurate and can miss fevers. Accuracy matters. That's why the Exergen thermometer is trusted and used by medical professionals. Exergen thermometers are available at Walmart and other participating retailers. Choose a trusted and accurate thermometer for personal use. Learn more about why accuracy matters at Exergen.com.
At Simply Safe, your safety is the only thing that matters. Introducing 24/7 Lifeguard Protection, only from Simply Safe Home Security. Now, monitoring agents can see and speak to intruders through our new indoor camera to help stop crime in real time and for fast police response. Get 20% off any new system with Fast Protect monitoring at simplysafe.com/radio. Advanced Home Security, 24/7 professional monitoring for less than $1 a day. There's no safe like Simply Safe.
Rex with a double X battery. Generations of power.
You can jumpstart your car with a device you can hold in your hand. I'm Laurie from Rex Battery, and if you find yourself with a dead battery, the NOCO Genius Boost is all you need. You don't have to wait for a friend to show up, call a tow truck, or hope a stranger has jumper cables. If you have the NOCO Genius Boost, you have the charge you need to get your car going again. One charge can get you as many as 20 jumps. Rex Battery always carries the latest technology, and these small devices pack big power, enough oomph to start your cars, trucks, and even boats. They even have USB ports so you can get your phone powered up if you're stranded. The NOCO Genius Boost. Pick up one today at Rex Battery, Clear Lake, just west of Dirksen.
Rex with a double X battery. Generations of power. If you want to bank safe from anywhere, get the app you can use everywhere. Your money's right in your hand. Nobody loves you like Heartland. Get a loan, pay a bill when you're on the go. Deposit that check right from your phone. Download our app and you can. Nobody loves you like Heartland. We're like a bank, but only better, 'cause you'll remember. Bank like you own the place. Heartland Credit Union.
Take Springfield's morning news with Greg Bishop everywhere with the free WMAY mobile app. 92.7 WMAY. Springfield's news and talk.
Back with the council roundup. Last night's city council, only about an hour long, but filling this entire hour up with the highlights and how the sausage is made. Up for consideration is a contract extension for Napa Auto Parts. And Alderman Rockford starts off that debate with some questions that he has.
I had a question down here. It says exceed amount of $350,000, bring the total RFP authorization to $8,600,000. Wasn't it just at $5 million?
The Napa contract.
The Napa contract.
Yes.
So the budget director chimes in. You've also got some others who are chiming in there to sound off. Alderman Rockford continuing on, though, with his line of questioning as to what the cost is.
Well, I'm looking at 2023, 322.
322.
Tabled or remaining in committee.
The budget director can correct me, but that would be the new ordinance. So this would be tacking on to the old ordinance, which that old amount would be that amount. Would that be right, budget director Metzger?
Yes, that would be just for August and September for the new one.
But tacked on to the old contract where the $5 million was the new contract.
Okay.
Two separate contracts.
Gotcha. It just threw me off the $5,600,000 and it was $5,850,000. So
Alderman
Okay,
Hanauer then jumps in and, he kind of throws a little bit of a wrench into this. And again, this is kind of how the sausage is made right in front of our eyes at City Council. Here's Alderman Hanauer.
Last week, we found out that by doing this, it's costing us, again, $18,000 more a month by not going with the original, the one that's on as being held in committee. And I question whether we should go forward with this or bring that other one out and do that. I know you're talking about looking at the Napa contract and looking at the garage operations and everything, but it's got termination clauses in it. And it seems if we can save $18,000 a month, we should try to do that. That's the right thing to do. And I'd make a motion that we pull the other one out and do that before we go here.
So I think that 18,000 number is important. We'll revisit that, but making a motion to take one out of committee and replace the one that they're talking about right now kind of gets things a little crazy. Here's the mayor.
This is great discussion for the council. Everyone should voice their opinion. In my opinion, Alderman.
I'll make the motion. We pull the other one out and act on that rather than going through 2023 451.
So we would need to withdraw this.
I'll second that.
You want to withdraw this one first?
So
I'd make a motion. We withdraw this and bring out the other one.
Are you confused yet? You got more from Mayor Bushier and back and forth with Alderman Hanauer and Alderman Redpath jumping in as well. More.
Okay.
So we have a motion on the floor to withdraw item number 2023 451, and we have a second. Any discussion on the withdrawal of that motion first?
Well, of course, there's going to be discussion on all of this. You've got an official with the Consolidated Garage addressing some of the concerns that older people are raising with the costs.
2023-322 is for 3 years of parts purchases. It runs from August 1st of this year to July 31st of 2026. So that's that total that Alderman Rockford mentioned was $5,850,000. That's for 3 years of operation of purchasing the parts.
Right.
That's how we budgeted.
My question was, it says $8,600,000 on this ordinance right now, 451, 2023 451, the total RFP authorization. So my question is where the difference was, and they're telling me that it's off the old contract.
Right. It's probably a 5-year contract.
Shorter period of time.
Gotcha.
451 is to pay the bills that we've already incurred. That's for August and September.
$350,000. Yes, I understand that.
Yeah, $350,000. We're now in October, so if you pass 451, we'll be right back and asking for another extension for October and November.
All right, so you following along? Purchasing Agent Lesko gets up to further address the council on these things.
So the $350,000 and the $8 million, that contract was extended previously. So the original ordinance was for the $5 million. We extended it to the $8 million or to $7+ million. And now we're extending it to that $8 million threshold.
Yes, sir.
So then the new contract is for first-time passage to that $5 million.
Right.
So that's why the difference is between the 5 and the 8. Does that make sense?
All right, so Alderman Rockford getting some clarity there from various city officials on which ordinance is which and what the actual cost is going to be. Alderman Redpath now jumping into this conversation.
What makes up the difference that we're saving $18,000 a month? Is that because it's a 3-year contract?
Okay. I think I need to correct that.
Yeah.
I don't think
$18,000.
I think we're
a month
I think
savings.
$18,000 number
That's not right.
month is wrong. I think it's $1,800 a month.
That's a big difference.
Okay.
It is a big difference.
It is if you're buying something.
Okay.
1,800.
Okay. Well, correct me if I'm wrong.
I'm not done yet. I'll let you answer that. Go ahead.
Yeah, please.
Because we're spending so the difference in savings from the old contract to the new contract is we're paying 7% on the old contract cost plus 6% on the new contract, okay? So it's a 1% savings. On average, we pay about $180,000 a month in parts. So the 1% savings on that is $1,800.
Not $18,000.
If I'm doing my math right, as opposed to $18,000.
Yeah.
So it's a savings, but it's $1,800 a month as opposed to $18,000.
I like the $18,000.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah. So do I. But
I think everybody likes the $18,000.
Yeah.
Right. So more on this. Alderman Redpath continues on to talk about the trajectory of which way they're going to go with these things. Here's Alderman Redpath chiming back in on this.
My question is that we do have an out clause on this contract if we need to?
That's correct, 90 days without cause.
Okay. That's all I needed to know.
So there's obviously baked into the contract a way that they can get out of the contract. Moving on, you've got Alderwoman Notoriano sounding off.
So I would just say before we withdraw this now, I haven't looked at the other ordinance that's tabled in a while, so I don't know that I'd be comfortable acting on it tonight.
So again, the idea is they've got this extension for a few months to pay back bills because the contract's out of the contract. They have a new contract in committee. They're wanting to bring that out.
Do we still have to will this be retroactive to, or will we get the adjustment from the last 2 months or 3 months from when we've held it? Or do we still have to come back and pay whatever this amount is? Because I guess the difference of it is if we have to pay this amount that's on the 451, right? And we're not getting the break, then there's we're going to have to pass 451 and then come back with this later.
I will have to speak with NAPA to be sure, but since the contract, the first RFP 322 was not approved, those terms aren't in effect until that's approved.
We approve it.
So we would be paying the 7% until that's approved.
So coming back, we'll hear more about the contracting and the process they're going through here to take the ordinance that they're considering, put it in committee, and take one that's in committee and bring it out so that they can approve that instead for a fuller contract for savings of not just $18,000, but $1,800 a month. So stay tuned. More of the Council Roundup here with Springfield's Morning News. I'm Greg Bishop on 92.7 WMAY, 733, and let's check some headlines.
92.7 WMAY.
Here are the 3 big things you need to know.
I'm Don Howard. Our top story, the ripple effects of the UAW strike against Big 3 automakers may soon extend to central Illinois. When 4,600 workers struck the Ford Chicago assembly plant on Friday, it immediately provoked layoffs at the Chicago metal stamping plant. One of the suppliers that will be affected soon by the Ford assembly plant's shutdown is Urbana-based parts maker Flexingate. The company supplies injection molded parts for the Chicago assembly plant. Today's the day for the annual test of the National Emergency Alert System. FEMA has issued a statement denying rumors that the National Alert Test will render phones and other devices inoperable. And in related news, Amazon has stated it has nothing to do with false rumors that its drivers are required to pause work from 2 o'clock until 3 o'clock. October 1st through 7th is National Banned Books Week, and the University of Chicago Library is observing it by announcing plans to build a collection of books that have been historically banned, creating an accessible library open to the public and available online. Governor J.B. Pritzker noted that we are all better off when we engage with new ideas, including, quote, the amazing miracles and darkest hours of the world around us, end quote. Illinois recently passed legislation making it the first state in the nation to prohibit the banning of books. The Illinois State Police is seeking the public's assistance in identifying a vehicle potentially involved in a crash on September 29th just outside of Teutopolis that resulted in 5 fatalities and multiple injuries. The crash involved a semi-truck tanker carrying anhydrous ammonia that was punctured and leaked. The ISP has a video of the dark sedan and is looking for doorbell or security cameras that may have captured video of the suspect vehicle. A link to the video of the vehicle can be found at WMAY.com. The Anti-Defamation League reports a dramatic rise in anti-Semitic incidents in Illinois in recent years. They logged 10 incidents in 2016, but 121 in 2022. They also noted that they documented 4 white supremacist events and a doubling of white supremacist propaganda distribution in the past year. Illinois also reported 101 hate crimes in 2022, an 80% increase since 2020. The law in the state of Illinois is decidedly in favor of protecting a woman's right to have an abortion, but at least one municipality is considering an ordinance to prevent the procedure. The proposal would make Quincy officially a safe haven city of the unborn by prohibiting abortions or the receipt of abortion-inducing pills in the mail on the grounds they are obscene or lewd under federal law. The Whig Herald reports that the mayor and at least one alderman who support the measure are nervous about the legal costs the city could incur arising from lawsuits provoked by implementation of the proposed ordinance. Your WMAY dependable forecast is next on Springfield's News and Talk.
News sponsored by Just Beds. A great night's sleep starts with a visit to the yawn exterminators at Just Beds. Online at justbedsinc.com.
Rex with a double X battery. Generations of power.
You can jumpstart your car with a device you can hold in your hand. I'm Laurie from Rex Battery, and if you find yourself with a dead battery, the NOCO Genius Boost is all you need. You don't have to wait for a friend to show up, call a tow truck, or hope a stranger has jumper cables. If you have the NOCO Genius Boost, you have the charge you need to get your car going again. One charge can get you as many as 20 jumps. Rex Battery always carries the latest technology, and these small devices pack big power, enough oomph to start your cars, trucks, and even boats. They even have USB ports so you can get your phone powered up if you're stranded. The NOCO Genius Boost. Pick up one today at Rex Battery, Clear Lake, just west of Dirksen.
Rex with a double X battery. Generations of power.
Freedom and liberty are important to all of us in Illinois, from Rockford to Carbondale, from Quincy to Decatur. If you're looking for civil, intellectual conversations with those shaping the future of freedom, try the Future of Freedom podcast with me, Scott Bertrand. We speak with leaders across the country in the greater conservative and libertarian movements. In-depth conversations about where the next intellectual battles will happen across the country. It's the Future of Freedom podcast. Find it at americastalking.com or wherever you get your podcasts.
Springfield Supportive Living. Are you young enough?
Lavina Roach. I was married for almost 65 years, and I have 4 kids, 5 grandkids, and 5 great-grandkids. I've been here for 5 months. It's so clean. Everybody's wonderful. It makes you feel more like home. And I don't think there's any place in town that's as nice as this one.
Springfield Supportive Living. Are you young enough?
Now, your dependable forecast on 92.7 WMAY.
Slight chance for scattered storms. Today, otherwise overcast. Daytime highs approaching 84. Winds out of the south, 10 to 15 miles per hour. Scattered thunderstorms likely. Tonight, lows dip down to about 66. Overcast skies. Scattered thunderstorms likely. Tomorrow, daytime highs approaching 72. Cloudy skies. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki. Currently, it's 69.
Hey, it's Breeze Airways, the seriously nice airline that wants to fly you to your next vacation. Fly nonstop from Abraham Lincoln Capital Airport in Springfield to Orlando and Tampa Bay, faster and easier than ever before. We don't charge change or cancellation fees, so you can book with complete peace of mind. Go to flybreeze.com or download the Breeze app to book your trip. Breeze Airways, seriously nice.
If your checking account doesn't come with discounts and offers on goods and services, it's time to get More For You Checking. More For You Checking from Heartland Bank offers 24-hour roadside assistance, cell phone protection, identity theft aid, and discounts on prescriptions and much more. Wherever you go, More For You Checking benefits save you money on the things you're already paying for. Visit hbtbank.com and unlock the power of more. More For You Checking from Heartland Bank and Trust Company. Member FDIC.
Guess who's in charge of arranging the corporate event this year? Now,
where to start.
Conn's Catering and Events has you covered. A quick call or visit with the experts at Conn's will save you time while making you look like an excellent planner.
Well, this event is a real monster. We'll need a bunch of options.
Like a customizable menu tailored to your specific needs and preferences?
That would be one easy solution.
From full-service events like the one you're planning to drop-off catering like a quick meal to feed the office, Conn's will have people complimenting you on the excellent choices.
Sounds like this is going to be a permanent addition to my job description.
Because you're not settling for anything less than extraordinary. Give Conn's a call. They'll help you turn the event into a complete success as you make that lasting impression on your clients, employees, and guests.
Call Angie at 217-523-4466 or visit Conn's at conshg.com to set up your corporate dining experience today.
Springfield's Morning News with Greg Bishop, broadcasting from the Fly SPI studios. Take the easy way out. 92.7 WMAY, Springfield's News and Talk.
So we're in the midst of the council roundup, a review of last night's Springfield City Council meeting, where we're in the middle of hearing the process of taking an ordinance for the city's consolidated garage and the parts supplier, Napa. Contracts expired. Now they're going month by month, and they got to pay off the previous month's bills. But there's a extended contract, a new contract that was put in committee and hasn't come out yet. Alderman Hanauer wants to take the current one they're looking at, put it back in committee, take the one out of committee, and pass a full contract. The city's budget director says that things should work out if indeed that's the path that city aldermen want to take.
Harness, and we could have went to O'Reilly's. So when we sit here and we talk about this store being in our garage, I disagree with that. I think we should be able to go wherever we want to buy parts for our equipment. If our equipment's down, we need it. We don't have time to wait 6, 7, 8 months for brake rotors and brake pads and whatnot. So that's why I'm not for Napa, and that's a comment. That's my comment.
So Larry Rockford not happy about Napa's performance in providing parts for the consolidated garage. Alderman Gregory jumping in now with the conversation.
It sounds like to me that we need to pass this, Alderman Hanauer, so we can pay the past due bills, and then we pull out 422, correct, Director Metzger? Pull that out for discussion. Because it may take us. We might put it back in committee, and we may not have a agreement on what we want to do with this new contract. So I think we should go ahead and pass this, pay the bills for what we have, and then let's discuss the new contract and the ins and outs of it, and then go from there. Because we can't pay it until we pass the ordinance that's in committee, which will take at least 2 weeks.
So, he says, we should just go ahead and pass the measure to pay the backlog that we have for a couple of months and then take up the other measure, but that's not how Hanauer wants to move forward.
It might be more prudent to send this back to committee and in case we do need to use it. Yep. But based on what the budget director has said, if we pass the other one, we have the authority, what is it, the 2% authority, budget authority or whatever it is, out of that contract to where we could pay these. We got up to a 2% adjustment. Okay. So this may not be needed, but what I'd rather, I think it might be better to do is to send this back to committee. We can always withdraw it if we don't need it, And then that way, if for some reason we need it, you don't have to go back around the whole process again.
So
is that
Alderman Redpath, he chimes in as well, and he's raised concerns previously about the consolidated garage, but moving forward with this Napa contract.
I think it's important that we pull 320. Is it 322?
Yes.
Out to give us a little bit of flexibility here. If we got an out clause and the administration decides they want to make changes in this whole thing, we got time to do that. We need to do this to pay the back bills so they can pay their bills, and we are in a better stable position to move forward. What happens in the future happens in the future. We have the ability to get out of it if we have to. So I encourage us to follow your lead on this, and we'll put it back in committee and pull 322 up and pass that.
I'll make a motion. I'll modify
So you
my
need to
motion.
make a motion to withdraw your withdrawal.
I'll make a
We have a
motion
second to withdraw your withdrawal.
Change my motion to send this back to committee.
Do I
You guys confused yet?
Withdraw the withdrawal first to make it clean.
Yeah, because there was a motion to approve and a second, so that motion needs to be withdrawn.
Okay.
So we should approve.
I'll make a motion to withdraw that and to
And we have a
send this back
second.
to committee.
Any discussion on the withdrawal of the first? Okay, none. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed say no.
Okay.
All right, new motion.
I'll make a motion. We send this back to committee.
Motion to send item number 2023-451 back to committee. We have a first and a second. Any discussion on that?
All right. So now here's the mayor again, kind of reiterating where we're at in this process when it comes to getting some money to Napa. I don't know.
Discuss item number 2023-322. The item on the agenda is an ordinance authorizing acceptance of RFP VM 24-04 with Motor Parts and Equipment Corporation, DBA Napa Auto Parts, for a turnkey parts store operation for an amount not to exceed $5,850,000 from August 1st, 2023 through July 31st, 2026 for the Office of Budget and Management.
So they're taking up the new Napa contract, keeping the backlog bill pay ordinance in committee, going with the new
voting
one.
will now be open. All those in favor, please vote aye. All those opposed, please vote nay.
And the vote, it's open. They ultimately get all the votes on the board, and it did indeed advance, so they've got the new Napa contract in place.
And the motion passes with 9 voting yes, none voting no.
Whew. All right, so there's that. Moving on to the next issue on emergency passage. It deals with liquor license and Class D.
Ordinance to increase the number of Class D liquor licenses by 1 for Sky Lounge LLC, DBA Sky Lounge, located at 3254 West Isles Avenue for emergency passage. The chair will entertain a motion to place agenda number 2023-478 on emergency passage.
So move.
I have a motion. Can I get a second? Any discussion on this? Alderman Redpath.
Explain the Class D for me again, Corporation Counsel.
So what is a Class D liquor license? The Corporation Counsel spells that out, and he's kind of searching for it, looking up the code, or what is it?
Class D license is...
And enhance.
That's what they have now.
Enhance. So Class D license, the Corporation Counsel gets to the city code and sees indeed it's involving a liquor license for a certain time.
It's a restaurant license with a 1 a.m. closure.
All right.
What are they doing now?
I think it's the same. It got sold.
Oh, we're just transferring the.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's good. Thank
There you go. So it's just transferring ownership. So that's that ordinance, and ultimately that being approved as well on emergency passage. But you've got a whole host of other things that we've got to get to next here to finish things up, including new and unfinished business and more. So stay tuned. It's Springfield's Morning News. I'm Greg Bishop on WMAY with the Council Roundup, the one, the only, the Council Roundup. It's now 7:49 from Culver's West on Wabash.
Work with a team that cares about being the best part of the customer's day. Apply today at Culver's West on Wabash.
Springfield Supportive Living. Are you young enough?
Lavina Roach. I was married for almost 65 years, and I have 4 kids, 5 grandkids, and 5 great-grandkids. I've been here for 5 months. It's so clean. Everybody's wonderful. It makes you feel more like home. And I don't think there's any place in town that's as nice as this one.
Springfield Supportive Living. Are you young enough?
Don't get left out in the cold. Rely on Midwest Garage Door Company to make sure your door opens every time. Skip scraping your windshield this winter with a new door and remote operated LiftMaster opener from Midwest Garage Door Company. With our team of certified technicians, we provide quality products at prices lower than the big box stores and the best labor warranty on all new products. We've got all of your garage door and opener needs covered. Just call 625-4033 or visit MidwestGarageDoor.com.
Where do ghosts sleep? In the Booge Room, of course. And they sleep great on their all-new Bemco Arctic Breeze and Max Life mattresses from the guys at Just Beds. This month, twin Bemco mattresses $149. Queen mattresses just $229. Spooky good deals and a great night's sleep from the all-new Bemco Arctic Breeze and Max Life mattresses. As always, free delivery to your Booge Room, setup, and removal. Visit the Yawn Exterminators at Just Beds on Montvale Drive, Springfield.
Just Beds. Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Exergen thermometers are proven to be more accurate than non-contact thermometers. With children back at school, keeping them healthy is important. Clinical studies have proven that non-contact thermometers are inaccurate and can miss fevers. Accuracy matters. That's why the Exergen thermometer is trusted and used by medical professionals. Exergen thermometers are available at Walmart and other participating retailers. Choose a trusted and accurate thermometer for personal use. Learn more about why accuracy matters at Exergen.com.
What's for dinner? Burgers?
After last week, no thanks.
Avoiding foods due to fear of diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools? It may not be just stomach issues. It could be EPI, or exocrine pancreatic insufficiency. EPI can cause uncomfortable symptoms because it's a condition where the pancreas doesn't release enough digestive enzymes to break down food. But EPI can be managed. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor about your symptoms. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Heart failure, carpal tunnel syndrome, shortness of breath, stomach issues, lower back pain. How does it all add up? If you have heart failure and any of those seemingly unrelated symptoms sound familiar, it's time to talk with your cardiologist and get the full picture. They may add up to transthyretin amyloid cardiomyopathy. ATTR-CM is a rare and underdiagnosed disease. Recognize the signs and discuss them with your doctor soon. Learn more at connectwithyourheart.com. That's connectwithyourheart.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Here at Warren Boynton State Bank, we're proud to be a true community bank since 1877. We remind you that the goal of a community bank is to work together with our customers and communities to help move them forward in positive ways. When we accept your deposits, we invest that money right back into this area, into homes, farms, and small businesses. One of our primary goals is to help this community in any way we can. And because we've invested in you, our friends and neighbors, our bank is safe and sound and in business to stay. We're sincere in our care and concern for this community. Our employers, directors, and managers are people you know, people who are dedicated to making this a better place to live. Discover what a true community bank is at Warren Boynton State Bank, 3030 Spring Mill Drive in Springfield. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Warren Boynton, your bank.
To protect her home and family in a disaster, Karen was willing to wade through water, mud, and insurance paperwork.
Yeah, I can do this.
You go, Karen! By simply understanding and updating what her insurance covers and doesn't cover now, she'll be better prepared no matter when disaster strikes. Learn other simple ways to protect your home and family before a natural disaster at ready.gov. That's ready.gov. A message from FEMA and the Ad Council.
Springfield's Morning News with Greg Bishop on 92.7 WMAY.
Continuing on with the council roundup, final few moments here here. After they approved the new contract for Napa, they moved on and did new and unfinished business. And here is new business with the fire chief being called up unexpectedly by Mayor Misty Buscher. Here's how that played out at last night's full city council meeting. Let's hear about it.
I would like to ask Chief Canny to come up for new business. Look at the shock on his face. This is great. Every now and then I get to pull something fun out. Will you just tell everybody what's going on tomorrow with the testing, please?
All right. Well,
tomorrow.
Is it Wednesday, the 4th? Is that right? 1:20 p.m.
Oh, okay.
Cell phone testing.
Okay, yes.
Oh,
sorry.
Yeah, it's okay.
I was just talking about
it would be more impactful coming from you than me.
Yes, sure. So the
like a
national
deer in the
emergency testing that goes to your cell phone anytime there's an Amber Alert or a tornado. At 1:20 tomorrow afternoon, they're going to be testing that system. So don't be alarmed if your phone goes off at 1:20. It's a national test of that system.
Okay, there you go.
If for some reason there's storms that impact a widespread area, they won't test that area. But our storms aren't supposed to be, and ours is going to be heavy rain on Thursday, I believe. So we should be good. So look for that tomorrow. So.
So
Thank you. All right.
Prepare.
Thanks.
That's today. All right, you're going to get that emergency signal in the afternoon hours. Your phone's going to vibrate and whatnot, so prepare for that. Other new and unfinished business. Here's the mayor.
Alderwoman purchased nothing?
Not today.
Oh, wow.
All right.
Everybody claps.
I'm going to give you a hug when we get done. So now we're on to citizens to address the council. Before we go to executive session, we will have executive session. And Alice Ramey has signed up to speak to the council.
And Alice, are you going to speak?
No, another one.
Oh, she's not. No, okay. We're going to get out of here tonight.
Mr. Johnson, I see you're in the back. Did you need to?
All right, look at that. So, hey, no citizens addressing the council. Everybody's clapping.
Are there any other citizens here that wish to address the council?
That's hilarious.
Alderwoman Purchase is a trend setter tonight.
That's awesome.
So we would like to have a motion to enter executive session pursuant to.
So they go ahead and take executive session, and they wrapped up their council meeting. So there you go. That's your council roundup for last night's with Springfield City Council here on WMAY. All right, coming back, we'll connect with Lou Bart from the YMCA to talk about the latest going on there. But there's one thing I wanted to share. We're not going to necessarily get into this national story of no Speaker of the U.S. House, which is just amazing to think about. But if you're familiar with bad lip reading, you've got to check this out. Absolutely hysterical. The bad lip reading rendition of what happened between McCarthy and Gates.
Son, what does the gopher build? Can you say it? Well, who knows? A really rich doctor said you were a bummer. I think you don't know algebra. No, we're talking science, bud. The science of what? Is that a tiger? One of your friends promised me I could flick you in your face. Absolutely, you may not do that.
Hit him in his cringy smirk, for real.
Say any cereal name. Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
All right.
You're like people in the 12th century. Why'd he say it like that? You're a formulated pickle popper.
He's a storm cloud.
I don't like you, dude. And there's a tiger. Oh, that's it. You two guys sent the tiger.
I did not me.
What?
I mean,
tiger? That's just, that is reprehensible.
Okay, yeah. Okay,
Brad,
I'm a horrible person.
Brad, I'll report you to Nadine. I just want your leg bones to be okay. I brought the tiger.
There's a tiger in the background.
Really, you got somebody on the organ now?
Oh, it's awesome.
Hey, man, you're gonna pay for dinner. You're gonna pay. No.
Now, of course, if you're watching online, you'll get that because of bad lip reading. But figured I'd share that with you to bring some levity to the chaos over at Washington, D.C. in the U.S. House. We'll be back with more.
From the Fly SPI studios, take the easy way out. WMAY FM, Taylorville, Springfield's news and talk is 92.7 WMAY.
Here's the
News, I'm Liz Landers. The House of Representatives is without a speaker after the ousting of Kevin McCarthy from the position. ABC's Stephen Portnoy reporting that members of the Republican conference aren't sure who'll be chosen to be second in line to the presidency.
The House is expected to remain in recess for another week. Republicans will huddle on Tuesday to hear from those seeking the speakership. The aim is to choose a new Republican leader by Wednesday. Two names now being mentioned, current House Majority Leader Steve Scalise and Judiciary Committee Chairman Jim Jordan. Both enjoy widespread favor within the GOP caucus. Scalise is undergoing treatment for blood cancer.
Classes canceled today at Morgan State University in Baltimore following a shooting during homecoming festivities.
Police have lifted that shelter-in-place order here at Morgan State University. They say 5 people were shot, 4 of them students. They all survived, but the shooting incident left this campus community terrified for hours.
ABC's Faith Abube at Morgan State. The gunman is still at large and the shootings non-life-threatening. Today, just after 2 p.m. Eastern Time, get ready for a lot of noise. ABC's Eva Pilgrim says if you've got a phone, you're going to get an alert.
Today, our cell phones are going to go off with an alert, but don't panic. It is just a test for FEMA, the Federal Emergency Management Agency, and this is its yearly test to make sure the system to warn you about public and national emergencies is in fact working.
Healthcare workers say pay and staffing are what they'll be fighting for during a 3-day strike affecting about 75,000 Kaiser Permanente employees.
The union wants a starting wage of $25 an hour, $4 more than Kaiser is offering. They also want annual raises between 6% and 7%. Kaiser's proposed increase would cap out at 4%. Workers also demanding an increase to staffing levels after the pandemic decimated nursing ranks.
ABC's Mala Lengi. Kaiser Permanente is one of the country's largest healthcare system operators with 39 hospitals nationwide. This is ABC News.
Have you Googled yourself lately? Are there negative posts from an ex-employee or from a former client? Maybe an outdated news article or sensitive personal information about your family? Search engines don't always get it right. For right or wrong, it's your reputation on the line. That's where Reputation Defender by Norton comes in. One of the most trusted names in online reputation repair. Reputation Defender has been fixing people's search results for over 15 years. Their cutting-edge approaches help you to wipe away unwanted information in your search results. They also promote the good stuff so that it rises to the top, helping you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the whims of a Google algorithm. Take control with Reputation Defender. You can start by getting your free reputation report card at reputationdefender.com or call 800-401-6681 to speak to an expert. That's 800-401-6681.
All right, this hour, after 8:30, we'll bring you the full disclosure with Better Government Association. Also, this half hour, we'll talk about business in the 217 with the Springfield Business Journal. Michelle Ownby will join me just around 8:20ish. But up next, we'll talk with Lou Bart from the YMCA, a monthly check-in with the things that they've got going on for the community. So stay tuned. That's on the way here with Springfield's Morning News on 92.7 WMAY, Springfield's News and Talk. It's 8:04.
News.
Weather.
92.7 WMAY. Springfield's News and Talk.
I'm Don Howard. Our top story. Today's the day for the annual test of the National Emergency Alert System. FEMA has issued a statement denying rumors that the National Alert Test will render phones and other devices inoperable. And in related news, Amazon has stated it has nothing to do with false rumors that its drivers are required to pause work from 2 o'clock until 3 o'clock p.m. today. The police chief who initiated a raid on the Marion County Record in Kansas has resigned just days after being suspended by the city council. WMAY reported in August on the extraordinary seizure of computers and other equipment in apparent retaliation for the newspaper's criticism of a prominent local businesswoman. The local prosecutor withdrew the warrants a week later and ordered the seized material returned. The law in the state of Illinois is decidedly in favor of protecting a woman's right to have an abortion, but at least one municipality is considering an ordinance to prevent the procedure. The proposal would make Quincy officially a safe haven city of the unborn by prohibiting abortions or the receipt of abortion-inducing pills in the mail on the grounds they are obscene or lewd under federal law. The Whig Herald reports that the mayor and at least one alderman who support the measure are nervous about the legal costs the city could incur arising from lawsuits provoked by implementation of the proposed ordinance. October 1st through 7th is National Banned Books Week, and the University of Chicago Library is observing it by announcing plans to build a collection of books that have been historically banned, creating an accessible library open to the public and available online. Governor J.B. Pritzker noted that we are all better off when we engage with new ideas, including, quote, the amazing miracles and darkest hours of the world around us, end quote. Illinois recently passed legislation making it the first state in the nation to prohibit the banning of books. Your WMAY dependable forecast is next on Springfield's News and Talk.
What's for dinner? Burgers?
After last week, no thanks.
Avoiding foods due to fear of diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools? It may not be just stomach issues. It could be EPI, or exocrine pancreatic insufficiency. EPI can cause uncomfortable symptoms because it's a condition where the pancreas doesn't release enough digestive enzymes to break down food. But EPI can be managed. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor about your symptoms. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
There are many reasons to buy a Verlo mattress. We've narrowed it down to the 8 great reasons to choose Verlo. Reason number 5. We have comfort coaches that care. We found our guests face enough of a challenge just trying to find the right mattress. The least of their worries should be poor service. We want your experience to be positive, from the moment you walk through our door to when we are leaving your house. And we'll be there for the life of your mattress. For a list of all 8 great reasons and our current sale, Google us or like us on Facebook.
Here's a question for you. Do you know what's inside your mattress? I mean, really, what is your mattress even made of? What crazy concoction of materials are you sleeping on? Well, we might not know what's in your mattress, but we definitely know what's in ours, because our mattresses are made locally with our own 2 hands, and only the best materials. We lifetime comfort guarantee it. American made, locally crafted. Welcome to Verlo.
To protect his home and family from disaster, Steve used courage, wisdom, and his camera phone.
That should do it.
Way to go, Steve! By simply taking digital pictures of his family's important documents, Steve can always have them stored safely online, no matter when disaster strikes. Learn other simple ways to protect your home and family before a natural disaster at ready.gov. That's ready.gov. A message from FEMA and the Ad Council.
Now, your dependable forecast on 92.7 WMAY.
Slight chance for scattered storms. Today, otherwise cloudy skies expected. High temperatures reach up to 84. South winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. Scattered thunderstorms likely. Tonight, lows level off around 66. Overcast skies. Cloudy skies expected. Tomorrow, scattered thunderstorms likely. Daytime highs approaching 72. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki. Currently, it's 69.
Weather sponsored by BLH Computers in Springfield, Jacksonville, and Taylorville. Online at blhcomputers.com.
Keeping you connected with the latest market updates every weekday afternoon at 4:30 and 6:30. Brought to you by Edward Jones, making sense of investing. 92.7 WMAY, Springfield's News and Talk.
Guess who's in charge of arranging the corporate event this year? Now, where to start?
Conn's Catering and Events has you covered. A quick call or visit with the experts at Conn's will save you time while making you look like an excellent planner.
Well, this event is a real monster. We'll need a bunch of options.
Like a customizable menu tailored to your specific needs and preferences?
That would be one easy solution.
From full-service events like the one you're planning to drop-off catering like a quick meal to feed the office, Conn's will have people complimenting you on the excellent choices.
Sounds like this is going to be a permanent addition to my job description.
Because you're not settling for anything less than extraordinary. Give Conn's a call. They'll help you turn the event into a complete success as you make that lasting impression on your clients, employees, and guests.
Call Angie at 217-523-4466 or visit Cons at conshg.com to set up your corporate dining experience today. Why do residents love Springfield Supportive Living? Just ask Mike.
I am so glad that I came here. I really appreciate that they have Wi-Fi here because I like playing on my tablet and looking up things and playing games, and I'm just happy that they have that.
With an experienced staff every step of the way.
I get along with them really well. They're a lot of fun, and it's just been a really good experience.
SpringfieldSupportiveLiving.com.
Springfield Supportive Living. Are you young enough?
I'm
I'm Meredith Foley, pediatrician at SIU Medicine. By my name, it says doctor, but it should also say partner, advocate, neighbor, even friend. Because our patients not only get exceptional medicine, the newest technology, the brightest minds, they also get someone who cares about them, champions their lives and our community. The journey to good health isn't taken alone, so our patients never have to. Learn more at siumed.org.
Want to know how to get the same cell coverage for up to half the cost? Well, instead of spending a fortune building and maintaining their own cell phone towers, Consumer Cellular just pays to use the same towers as the largest carriers and passes the savings on to you. Pretty smart, huh? Consumer Cellular. When freedom calls, we're here to answer. Call us at 1-888-FREEDOM.
Half the cost savings based on cost of Consumer Cellular single line 5 GB data plan with unlimited talk and text compared to lowest cost single line postpaid unlimited talk, text, and data plan offered by T-Mobile and Verizon May 2023.
There are many reasons to buy a Verlo mattress. We've narrowed it down to the 8 great reasons to choose Verlo. Reason number 8, we do all sizes. Most mattress retailers sell twin, full, queen, and king. It's rare to find a place that will not only sell standard size, but also custom sizes. So where do you go if you need a short queen for your RV, a 3/4 for your antique bed, a queen or king waterbed replacement, or to find a replacement for that weird mattress tucked up in the attic that's been passed down for years? You go to Verlo. For a list of all 8 great reasons and our current sale, Google us or like us on Facebook.
Hey, at the end of the day, everybody wants the same thing from their mattress. A good night's rest, am I right? It's not rocket science. You don't need a physics genius to make you a futuristic space bed. You just need someone to listen to what you want and who knows the materials that will get you there. And you might even be surprised to learn that that someone could be living right next door. At Verlo, we're your friendly neighborhood mattress genius. American made, locally crafted. Welcome to Verlo.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. What about those round trips that you plan in advance, which are perfect on your way there and perfect on your way back? Or those meetings with friends for which you make a group chat 3 months before so that nobody or anything is missing? Or your daughter's first birthday party. You planned it with such dedication that instead of the first, it felt like our 15s. The same way you plan each detail for those moments. Start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make. Get started at ready.gov/plan.
Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
If you want to bank safe from anywhere, get the app you can use everywhere. Your money's right in your hand. Nobody loves you like Heartland. Get a loan, pay a bill when you're on the go. Deposit that check right from your phone. Download our app and you can. Nobody loves you like Heartland. We're like a bank, but only better, 'cause you'll remember. Bank like you own the place. Heartland Credit Union.
Springfield's Morning News with Greg Bishop, broadcasting from the Fly SPI studios. Take the easy way out. 92.7 WMAY, Springfield's news and talk.
Well, if you missed anything from throughout the show, I would encourage you to check out my social media channels. You can find me simply by searching Bishop on Air. All one word on X, formerly known as Twitter, on Facebook, on YouTube, and so on. Comment here from Save the Humans on YouTube. Sir, are you solely responsible for the stories you cover? Are you the only reporter doing all the research? Yes, I am the host. I am the producer, scheduler, editor, writer, researcher. I'm a one-man show, so I appreciate you asking. It's a lot of work, 3 hours worth, having to find different segments. And listen, that's 12 different segments for the 3 hours, so obviously there's a lot of work to be done. Joining us now, he's just now getting into the studio after making the rounds elsewhere. Lou Bartz with the YMCA. He joins us now. Lou, go ahead and get comfortable there, and we'll get you on here. Good morning, and let's go ahead and get on into it. Lou Bartz with the YMCA joining us, and we, of course, are checking in as we do each and every month. So what do we got going on? Good morning.
Appreciate it. Good morning, Greg. How's everything?
Thumbs up. Can't complain. The weather's finally starting to change after today. We're going to have those storms blow through, and that's going to, give us that fall feeling that everybody's looking forward to.
Yeah, we're in the midst of fall soccer. We're in week 4, and it was so hot out there last week. It was close to 90. It was tough. A lot of those kids did not want to play.
Hard to call it fall soccer with that type of temperature.
It's like, we said, it's like summer soccer. So that's going well. We speaking of soccer, we have sign up right now for indoor soccer. Indoor soccer starts November the 5th, and the sign up ends on October the 14th.
All right.
So, go to YMCA, SpringfieldYMCA.org and sign up for indoor soccer if you want to get your kids or team signed up for that. And then October, very fun month for the Y. We're taking the activities outside the Y a little bit, outside the buildings, to our summer camp, Camp Wakanda, which is out on the Lake Springfield. It's a cool woodsy on a peninsula on the lake. And so we have Spooky Trails Weekend, which is October 20th, Friday, and October 21st. On Friday, we're going to have a free outdoor movie at the camp, movie and popcorn, about 6:30.
What are you guys showing?
And we're going to show the original Ghostbusters movie.
Oh, nice.
They're going to have the Ghostbusters car out there, too.
Love
and,
it.
And so it'll be a lot of fun. Free movie Friday.
Oh, it's fantastic.
October 20th. The next day, Spooky Trails Haunted Pirates Cove.
Uh-oh.
And that is 2 segments of that. From 4 to 6, we have trick-or-treat stations set up all around the Haunted Pirates theme. And that's more for the little kids that people don't want to be scared.
Yeah.
Take a break after 6, and then we start at 8 o'clock again, 8 to 10, and that's scary, dark, through the woods. Scary. We switch it over to Scary Pirates Cove.
Right on.
There'll be food, bonfire,
nice
activities for both out there, and so it's a lot of fun. We got some great partners that are helping us with the Scary Station. I was just saying that the Springfield Police Department's putting together a Scary Station, and so they're really excited about that. They always do. They always deliver really great results. Excuse me. So that's the 20th, and Saturday the 21st is Spooky Trails, 4 to 6 for the littles, 8 to 10 if you really want to be scared. And then the last thing, excuse me, is Celebrity Bartender, which also has a Halloween theme. Thursday, October 26th, it's at J.P. Kelly's pub from 5 to 9. We have different, throughout the hours and half hours, different celebrity bartenders. Rocky from WNS is going to be there, and Sarah. We've got more than half the city council are going to be bartenders there, and mayor, Senator Doris Turner, a lot of other folks are going to be helping out, so we'll be promoting that. But the proceeds for that all go to YMCA Strong Kids Fund, benefits underserved and at-risk kids in our community, helps them go to camps, after-school programs, sports league, and so it's really a great cause and a lot of fun.
So obviously jam-packed with events for October. Lou Bart, YMCA, where can people find all of what you just laid out there?
So SpringfieldYMCA.org. You can go and search any of those for Spooky Trails, for the sports soccer sign-up, and then also, if you're on social media, if you're on Facebook, our Facebook site, YMCA Springfield is a great place. We post all the things out there, and we post pictures of stuff that's happening or has happened too. So always fun to go on and look every week. We post a week soccer pictures. We get some really great shots and some fun stuff with the kids from the weekend before. So it's a lot of fun.
So make sure you get all this on the calendar. Plenty of events for you to check out for the autumn season, which after today, I think, at least I'm looking here at the forecast, Lou, we got, showers tonight, but tomorrow the high of only around 73.
Ooh, only.
That's, only. Well, considering that, Saturday it was up to like 90 degrees or something. Yeah. That was a bit brutal. So looking forward to all the events that the YMCA has to offer. Again, give us the website.
SpringfieldYMCA.org.
All right, so
join us for Halloween fun.
All right. Lou Bart, thank you so much for taking time. We'll talk again soon.
Thank you. Appreciate the support.
Absolutely. It is Springfield's Morning News on 92.7 WMAY, Springfield's News and Talk. Coming back, we will connect with Michelle Ownby from the Springfield Business Journal to tap into all that's happening in and around the Springfield business community. So, got to take a break, though. Let's take a look at Springfield's dependable weather. Again, today, you've got a high of around 83 degrees with the possibility of some showers kicking in later on with the overnight low down to around, check that temperature. It's going to be a bit more mild into Thursday, the high of around 73. The possibility of showers continuing on with rainfall totals up to half an inch. And then Friday, sunny with a high of 65. Saturday, the high of only 60. And for the weekend, we're looking at mild temperatures into Columbus Day, the high of 67 with sunshine. Right now, sun's out with a few clouds at 8:20 from Culver's West on Wabash.
It's time to apply at Culver's West on Wabash. We're hiring all positions. And did we mention free food? Only at Culver's West on Wabash.
One of the easiest things you can do to prevent getting stranded tomorrow is check your battery today. Hi, it's Laurie from Rex Battery. If you can take about 5 minutes out of your day, we can make absolutely sure your car battery is ready before winter. Just pull into Rex, and we'll not only test the battery, but we'll make sure your alternator is doing its important job. Just because your car is running well now doesn't mean it's going to start when the temp drops. If you find your battery is near the end of its life, Rex Battery has car batteries for every make and model on the road. And more often than not, we have them for less than other places. Batteries are all we do, and we want to make sure yours is strong before winter hits. Just pull into Rex Battery anytime and ask for a free battery test. Rex Battery, Clear Lake, west of Dirksen.
Join the fight against cancer at Denim & Diamonds 2023. This year's gala is Saturday, October 14th at the Crown Plaza, Springfield. As always, all money raised stays right here in Central Illinois, supporting local cancer research and patient comforts at Simmons Cancer Institute at SIU School of Medicine. Tickets and tables are available at siumed.edu/cancer. Denim & Diamonds is sponsored by Quick and Easy, Memorial Health, Simmons Hanley Conroy, Isringhausen Imports, Jeff and Tina Bennett, Roland and Linda Foles, and the Noonan Patton Group at Merrill Lynch.
Save 11% on all your outdoor storage needs right now at Menards. Protect your valuables while keeping them clean and dry with a Suncast storage shed. Built with accessibility in mind, the large double doors make storing your stuff a breeze. Right now, the 4x6 extra large vertical storage shed is $349.99 after 11% rebate. Good through October 8th. Savings are a mail-in rebate. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Save big money at Menards.
Peggy at Springfield Supportive Living loves to stay busy.
I love the garden area. It's so peaceful and they got the walkway. And I walk a lot. I walk 7,000 to 8,000 steps a day at least.
And then there are Peggy's numerous hobbies.
I like to craft and sew and crochet and keep myself pretty busy. And they have a lot of activities and I just enjoy being here.
At SpringfieldSupportiveLiving.com.
Springfield Supportive Living. Are you young enough?
Springfield's Morning News with Greg Bishop. Weekdays 6 till 9 on 92.7 WMAY.
As we do each and every week at this time, we check in with Michelle Ownby, publisher of the Springfield Business Journal, about what's going on in and around the Springfield business community. And Michelle joins us now to talk about some of the latest happenings. Michelle, thanks for taking time as always. Let's get right on into it. What exactly is going on with Eagle Golf and Grill? Good morning.
Pretty unique businesses getting ready to open up over on the west side of Springfield. You may have seen the coming soon sign for Eagle Golf and Grill. That is the old Pickups Plus location on Pintail Drive, kind of tucked back there behind Meyer. And it's going to be a public golf training facility in addition to a full-service bar and restaurant. And I had a chance to talk with one of the owners the other day, Jim Lee. His background is in construction management, so appropriately enough, he's overseeing the renovations for that property. His wife, Amber, has a background in hospitality management, so she's going to be overseeing the restaurant and bar. And then the third business partner is Josh Edison, who's a golf coach at Illinois College in Jacksonville. So they are going to be offering training and lessons particularly geared towards students, junior high high school students, that kind of thing. Jim said that the competitive golf circuit is getting more and more popular these days, but open for really for Holt. They want to make it a family environment. So adults can come out as well. They'll have 5 different golf simulator bays. They'll have a 1,200 square foot indoor putting and chipping green. And of course, you can also patronize the restaurant and bar while you're at it. So they are shooting for a November opening.
I tell you, as somebody who likes to go out on the links, I can't golf worth my life. So I think I'm going to have to take him up on going in there and just kind of seeing if I can somewhat brush up on my skills after enjoying a delicious meal. So that sounds like a lot of fun. Eagle Golf and Grill, just one of the things that the Springfield Business Journal is keeping tabs on. Another new business is going to be setting up here soon called Crafted Stag Supply. What's this all about?
Yes, this is also very unique. It's the brainchild of Grant and Jennifer Hammer, and this is the space that it's been vacant for a few years now. It was most recently Donnie V's, although some people probably still refer to it as Ned Kelly's if you're a Springfield old-timer. They're in Parkway Point. They have purchased that space, and it's going to be a men's clothing and gift store. So primarily specialty retail. You know, that's a pretty big building. So they're devoting about 6,000 square feet to the retail space. They do have they've applied for a zoning variance coming up. And they do want to sell alcohol, but it's really not going to be a bar per se. There won't be food. It won't be late night hours or anything like that. Just more, enjoy a beer while you're shopping. They'll have a small tavern area with an outdoor patio. Grant says they're also looking to add a barber shop at some point. So maybe you can have a beer while you get your hair cut. But definitely geared towards men. So maybe the women can make a Target run while the guys hang out there at the Crafted Stag Supply.
And obviously, that's a different environment than typically somebody's used to going shopping. I tell you, one of the things that I always complain to my wife about is I hate shopping. I hate shopping. But hey, this sounds like it could add a little bit of excitement to it, right? Kick back, relax, take in some new styles that are just right for men. So looking forward to seeing what ultimately Crafted Stag Supply turns out. So next up, we've got, of course, the Springfield Business Journal. You guys do incredible work keeping tabs on what's going on in and around the Springfield business community. What's in today's edition and some recognition of some businesses out there?
Yeah, so the new edition is out now, the October issue, and features the profiles of our 15 Under 15 Small Business Award recipients. This is actually the 21st year that we've been doing this in partnership with United Community Bank. And if you scan the list of names, you'll probably see a lot of familiar names on there. Most people have heard of Nothing Bun Cakes, Checkpoint Tire and Service over in Chatham, the Missy Grady Home Team with the Real Estate Group. Probably see a few names that are not as familiar, and some are from the outlying areas. But, we like to recognize businesses that have been at this for a while and managed to remain independent. Like we've got Harry's Pharmacy out there in Auburn. Tom Day Business Machines, those are both industries where you've seen a lot of the big box stores and the corporate chains take over, and they've managed to continue their independent ownership and operations all of these years. Nonprofits are eligible as well. Sometimes people don't realize that, but actually Garvey Tubman Cultural Arts and Research Center is featured on the cover of the new issue. And we've also got Wouldn't It Be Lovely and Minnie O'Byrne Crisis Nursery among the recipients this year. And of course, we always throw a big party. So Thursday, October 19th, it is open to the business community, and that's going to be there at United Community Bank's headquarters on Montvale from 5:30 to 7. There will be a cocktail reception and then an awards ceremony. So if you want to come out and support the recipients or just take advantage of a good business networking opportunity, you are certainly invited to join us for that.
So make sure you get all of that on your calendar and pick up a copy of the Springfield Business Journal so that you too can be plugged in on all that's happening in and around the Springfield business community. And it's not just the publication, Michelle. You guys also have those emails blasts that go out to keep people posted on what's going on in and around the community. Tell us how we can get access to the latest edition, but also how we can subscribe to your email.
Yeah, so it comes out every Wednesday afternoon. So if you jump online right now at springfieldbusinessjournal.com, you can still get signed up for this week's edition, but it's free of charge, just a roundup of what's happening in the local business community. And of course, while you're on the website, you can also sign up for the print edition and make sure you get that delivered directly to your home or office.
All right, Michelle Lombie, greatly appreciate your time as always. Be safe out there.
Thanks, Greg.
It is Springfield's Morning News on 92.7 WMAY, Springfield's News and Talk. All right, coming back. If you're listening on the air, you're going to get full disclosure. So be sure to tune in, WMAY.com, or